And you've got the shadows around home plate. Ball coming from the sunlight into the shadows, which is always a little bit of a challenge. Enzo Apodaca, redshirt junior from Scottsdale. He's a transfer from Gonzaga, and he is the only Baylor player to start every game at the same position this year. Just a hard-nosed player, says Mitch Thompson. Consistently competitive, kind of guy you need at the top of your lineup.
Yeah, he's hitting .342 with 11 doubles. Got the power working for him. He's got a very easy-going approach at the plate. Really stays the middle. Look at him choke up on the bat there with 2 strikes. He control the barrel.
Back up the middle. Ranging over is Nicholas, and he can't come up and fire. And Apodaca is safe at first base. On an 0-2 pitch, he's able to hit the infield roller.
And Chad, this looks like something off speed. So we get another look at it. See him get the foot down early. Works the hands up the middle. This looks like a pretty tough backhand for J-Nick. Just closes the glove, and it's just not there.
So the first error comes on the first batter of the night. Enzo Apodaca safe at first. Ty Johnson, the center fielder, is the batter. Johnson, junior from Flower Mound, Texas. Missed a few games in March with injury, and he's a transfer from McLennan Community College. Mitch Thompson, previously the head coach there at McLennan from 2014 to 22, won a JUCO national title 2021. And he's got 5 guys on this Baylor roster who were former players at McLennan. And McLennan now coached by Skip Johnson's son, Tyler. It's a good relationship between the coaches, the families. 1-1 to count to Ty Johnson. Ty Johnson hit his first home run as a Bear against TCU on Saturday. Decided he liked it so well, he hit another one on Tuesday against Tarleton State. They can come in bunches, Blake.
It's contagious. You get that home run swing, that launch angle that everybody likes to talk about these days. It just comes like the flu.
Only in a good way.
Yeah.
Apodaca has only attempted 4 stolen bases. He's been successful twice. Scott Mudler behind the plate for the Sooners. This one is bounced past Michael Snyder and into right field. Apodaca races for third, and it's a threat for the Baylor Bears. In the first, an error and a base hit by Johnson, and runners are at the corners with nobody out.
Yeah, with Michael Snyder playing in to hold on Apodaca at first base. Ty Johnson squeaks one through the full hole here on a off-speed pitch, and he kind of rolls over. That E4 looking pretty bad right now, coming from J-Nick at second base.
A hit, an error, and an opportunity for the Bears to get on the board first. Cole Posey, first baseman, is in. Posey had a red-hot month of April, batted .442. And he's a really good story that we'll get into. As that pitch misses a little bit away. Fastball outside at 91. Brian Marine is the plate umpire. Matthew Anderson is at first. Bill McGuire, the second base umpire, and Clay Park is down at third tonight. 1-1 to Cole Posey. Baylor, the third stop in the collegiate career for Cole Posey. Out of Georgetown, Texas. 2020, he was at Boise State. And then 2021 and 22, he spent at New Mexico. Davis is 1-1. Lashed into right field. An RBI single for Posey. Ty Johnson down to third, and the Bears have a run on the board and nobody out in the first inning. What a start for Baylor.
just switching sides here on the base paths. Posey does a nice job of staying inside this fastball. A little Derek Jeter action, inside out. Past the diving glove of Snyder at first base. Look how deep he makes in the zone he makes contact with that baseball. It's a good piece of hitting.
So Apodaca, who reached on the error, is in to score. Johnson is at third. Posey, the RBI single. He continues his hot stretch for the Bears, and Hunter Toplansky is in with still nobody out. A belt-high fastball for a strike. Toplansky batting at 289. Pops this one up. That'll reach the seats. Some days we get that brisk south wind, and that ball might be actually held up in the field of play. Sounds crazy. Instead, it's over there in the beer stand.
Yeah, you got a kind of like a northwest wind coming in here. Northeast wind, excuse me.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah. Never see the flag blow that way.
And it was coming out of the south before the game started. Wouldn't you agree with me?
A lot of swirling, yeah. I'm not a weatherman, but I can look at a flag.
Well, you can play one here. We're the best we got. That pitch is down in the turf, and Posey's going to move to second base.
This is a really good job of a dirt ball read by Posey. Smothered by Mudler, and he's got a good arm behind the plate, but Posey gets a really good jump. Seeing that ball out of the hand of Davis, taking advantage. Second and third, no outs.
Squibs this one foul. The count will stay 1-2 on Hunter Toplansky. The thing about Davis, or one of the things about Davis, is he can get outs on his own via the strikeout. You mentioned the combined no-hitter that he pitched against West Virginia with Reed Hensley. He had 12 strikeouts in that game. He's had a couple of double-digit strikeout efforts. That's Braden Davis this year.
Yeah, he leads OU with 84 and 65 innings pitched, and he's really developed himself, I think, late in the year. I think early on he was developing that changeup a little bit. He might have had good feel for it, but wasn't really throwing it for a strike. Now here the last couple starts, I think he's really using it against right-handed batters, especially with 2 strikes.
Two and two. Man, that was a close pitch.
I think that was it. It's a changeup a little bit up. At 80 miles an hour, that fastball sits at 92, 93 for Braden Davis, so it's a big drop in velocity with a little bit of fade to it.
And a full count with first base open. Hunter Toplansky began his collegiate career at TCU. Spent 2022 there. This is his second season as a Baylor Bear. He has reached base safely in 8 straight at-bats, going back to last weekend. And make it 9 straight at-bats that Toplansky has reached safely as he draws a walk. Still nobody out, and the base is loaded now.
Yeah, just a sign of how well Toplansky's seen it at the plate. That's a changeup down in a 3-2 count. When you're high on emotion, you can easily get a swing on that, but he's just seeing it well right out of the hand and finding his windows.
Catcher Cortland Castle will be the batter. He's become the weekend catcher out of Woodway, Texas, Midway High School. He was sitting on that one and swung right over the top of it.
That's that changeup, Chad. 0-0 count. Castle might have been a little bit revved up. Swings right over the top of it.
And back with a fastball. It's 0-2. And Castle gets hit by that. A fastball on 0-2 that came in and got him on the bottom part of his elbow, it appeared. And that will force home Ty Johnson with the second Baylor run here in this first inning.
Skip Johnson coming out for a little bit of explanation. Altman might have sold it, but let's see. Tough to tell from that one. Yeah, he might have sold that. Home plate umpire Brian Marine just going off of sound there. You hear that deflect off his left arm as a right-handed hitter. The call was a little bit late, almost reactionary.
So it is 2 runs home on 2 hits, an error, a walk, and a hit batsman. And the Bears still have nobody out, and still the bases loaded for Daniel Altman now. Enzo Apodaca, Ty Johnson have each scored. Davis about to throw his 21st pitch already. Still not an out recorded. Well hit into right center field. Madron and Spikerman are both back, and it'll be Spikerman catching it on the warning track. Cole Posey going to tag at third and score on the sacrifice fly by Daniel Altman. And it's 3-0 Baylor in the first. Gave that one a ride.
Yeah, Altman gets a fastball over the middle of the plate. Just 31st RBI in the year. Let's look at this one again. Fastball grip. Yeah, middle. Nice job staying short. Normal day at Eldale, that might be out of here for a granny.
I'm in agreement with you. When it left the bat, it looked like it might carry further. But Spikerman had enough room out there. Toplansky did a good job tagging and advancing to third. And with one down, here is Cade Fletcher. Fletcher DHing tonight. Redshirt junior from Mansfield, Texas, and began his college career at Oklahoma. He was a Sooner, in fact, last year. 2-0 the count to Cade Fletcher. And Skip Johnson going to make the walk out with one away. Have a conversation here with Braden Davis. A grinder. And Skip Johnson said it's, you see what happens when he gets into the game, and that's because of the work he does when you're not watching in between starts. You see nobody loosening or stretching in the bullpen.
Yeah, Skip Johnson full face in this guy, and he's a couple weeks ago at OSU, that Friday night game, he had a really gutsy start. Not his best stuff, but he gave 6 innings and I think 6 runs in that appearance. Sometimes success is not determined by strikeouts, runs given up, but just being able to extend the life of that starting pitcher, not have to get into the bullpen.
So here's Fletcher with a 2-0 count on him. Davis digs back in. There's that changeup.
It's filthy. That's a 12-mile-an-hour difference with a little bit of run to a left-handed arm side away from Cade Fletcher, right-handed hitter. It's a good pitch.
Two and two now. Like the changeup again.
Back to back. If I'm him, I'm throwing it one more time. Maybe bury this one. Reliable muddler behind the plate. So you get a swing over the top, maybe a ground ball, double play.
And a strikeout there. Out number 2 is Cade Fletcher. Swings and misses. So whatever Skip Johnson said, it worked. As Davis throws 3 straight strikes and gets a big second out.
Sometimes the portal works out in your favor. When a guy leaves, you got a scouting reports against him. Obviously, after the mound visit, we get 3 straight changeups. We'll get a side view from this. Look how he gets down the hill, finishes balanced. Babyface assassin.
Here's Tyreek Kemp, the shortstop. 8th batter of the inning for the Bears. Posey with an RBI single. Castle got hit by a pitch with the bases loaded, and a sacrifice fly to drive in the 3 here in the first. And this one is shot high into the air, third base side. McKenzie over near the Oklahoma dugout, and the inning is over. So following the mound visit, Braden Davis able to retire Fletcher and Kemp. Sooners trail at 3-0. We'll give you their batting lineup when we return.
Geico can help when you're locked out with their easy app and 24/7 help.
Dad, you don't have to make this so tough on yourself. Geico can help us get into our locked car. See?
Yeah, but where's the fun of that? Maybe I'm just nostalgic for the good old days. Before we had Geico's great coverage and 24/7 help.
All set, guys.
Oh. Let's go again.
Whatever you need, from coverage to service, get more with Geico.
Our tale begins in a far-off land where Mario gets mugged. Is that right? On his grand adventure to recover the crystal stars, Mario is cursed to fold into a paper plane. What? Then faces a dragon with a froggy phobia? He's getting into epic scraps, saving transforming townsfolk and battling wacky wrestlers in Paper Mario, the 1,000-Year Door. Rated E for everyone.
I believe in miracles.
3-0. Bears on top. And Oklahoma coming to the plate for the first time with this lineup presented by Norman Regional Health System. John Spikerman, Bryce Madron, Easton Carmichael, and then Michael Snyder, Anthony McKenzie, Jackson Nicholas, Jackson Willits back out there, Mudler, and then Jason Walk getting the start out in left field. And before the Sooners come to the plate here at the bottom of the first inning, let us welcome in the third member of our crew tonight, Carly Murray.
Well, Chad, the Sooners say two things are keys to their success this season: their veteran leadership and chemistry. Skip Johnson notes 4 core leaders on his team: Michael Snyder, John Spikerman, Kendall Pettis, and Will Carson. Well, it's easy for Kendall Pettis to be a leader on this team. This is his 5th year in the Crimson and Cream. I asked him, what's different about this team? How have you guys consistently been able to win marquee games? His answer was pretty simple. He said, we're a family, not just inside the clubhouse, but outside as well. We spend a lot of time together. Chad, that always seems to be the key with successful teams. Veteran leaders who care about the chemistry on and off the field. These guys truly play for each other.
Thank you, Carly. And you've been able to feel it. Skip Johnson has regularly talked about the way that they pick each other up. And Kendall Pettis and Spikerman, certainly a part of that 2022 run all the way to the national championship game. So they got that winning pedigree that always helps when the newcomers come into the program play.
Yeah, it just trickles down, doesn't it? You see Jason Walk stepping up big time as a freshman, coming in a big series at OSU, hitting a home run. It's contagious.
Mason Marriott, the junior from Tomball, Texas, his 3rd year as a Baylor Bear. Coming off maybe his best performance of the year against TCU last weekend. Went 8 innings, he gave just 2 earned runs and had 4 strikeouts. You asked Mitch Thompson about this junior right-hander. He said it's just consistency and maturity. Been around a little bit. His dad, Mike, played professional baseball with the Marlins. And he's been good keeping Baylor in games and not forcing them to get into the bullpen, which has been a problem at times for the Bears. This one stroked into the alley in right center field. Spikerman crushes this one in between the O's and over the wall for a ground rule double. So the Sooners with an answer from their center fielder, John Spikerman.
That Spike gets a fastball over the middle of the plate in a 0-2 count. From Marriott, stays short. Let's look at this. Up in the zone, gets the barrel level. Boom. That's another one. We got robbed on a triple here. See a big bounce off the turf. Spike's thinking triple out the gate.
Spikerman, double number 8 on the year. And right away, the Sooners a man in scoring position. This one is smoked to left center by Madron. Back to the wall as Bergman reaches up. It's off his glove and then off the top of the wall. Spikerman will cruise home on an RBI triple by Bryce Madron. And Oklahoma responds with a double and a triple and a run in the bottom of the first.
There's a lot going on this one.
Triples are the most exciting play in the game. Every time they're the most exciting.
This is a good pitch down and away. Madron kind of goes up and clips it. The left field, Bergman scales, has a chance. Just in and out of the glove. Madron's 3rd triple of the year. Sooner bats are hot.
First pitch swinging. Easton Carmichael bounces one to third. Toplansky up with it. It'll be an RBI ground out for Easton Carmichael. And Oklahoma has plated 2 to answer the 3 given up in the top of the first. And Easton Carmichael continues to get the job done. That's his 45th run batted in.
Yeah, just a sophomore. That's a veteran at bat. Gets a pitch in the zone. He knows it's going to be off speed with the runner in scoring position. Less than 2 outs. Gets the ball on the ground for a speedy Madron to advance to score the run.
Does it feel like one of those kind of nights?
A 14-15 game? Yes.
I wouldn't think with these starting pitchers, as Michael Snyder grounds out to Tyreek Kemp, the shortstop, for the second out. You know, it's that time of the year, temperatures warming up into the 80s, and the offenses tend to start winning. You get scouting reports on all the pitchers around the league, Blake. And then you get into the postseason tournament where the bullpens are taxed, and it just kind of starts to happen when you get late in the year.
Yeah, the air is light. Balls are flying everywhere. You're absolutely right. And I think Mitch Thompson had it perfectly pegged. This might be a bullpen weekend.
Anthony McKenzie is in here for the Sooners. 2 down, base is clear. McKenzie had a home run and 4 runs batted in Oklahoma's second game out in Lubbock this weekend. Sooners sweeping Texas Tech in Lubbock. That is 5 Big 12 weekend sweeps for Oklahoma. That's never happened. 18 wins in conference play for the Sooners. Most they've had since 2004. So this one is ripped foul down the left field line. You don't just go into Lubbock, Texas and get a sweep. That's the first time Texas Tech was swept on its home field there at Griffin Park since 2011. And this one is hit to the second baseman, Altman. Inning over, but Oklahoma responds. Spikerman a double, Madron a triple, 3-2 Baylor, headed to the second.
Mathis Home is now a proud sponsor of Oklahoma Athletics, and we have your style in stock now during the Spring Style event. Whether it's rustic farmhouse, a classic and traditional look, or modern and contemporary, we have it in our massive in-stock inventory. Let us help you find your style at your price, or shop online and find an incredible selection of over 170,000 items. Plus, Mathis Home offers fast, free local delivery during the Spring Style event at Mathis Home.
It's a beautiful morning, Scotty, and we have an early game today.
That injured list, it's getting longer by the minute.
Not to mention, there's apparently a nasty virus sweeping through the locker room.
Yeah, but these players, they're in good hands.
All of them need to feel their best this season, Scotty.
Yes, they do, Jack, because this team is on track to win it all this year.
Every day, Mercy's team is ready to take care of yours, bringing you the care you need now. Find out all the ways to access Mercy at mercynow.net.
Experience the Trails Golf Club, Norman's premier private club. Play our beautiful 18-hole championship course with practice facilities, Bermuda fairways, and well-maintained bent grass putting surfaces. Our members enjoy social events and activities for the whole family, including active men's and women's golf associations and junior golf programs. Shop major brands like Titleist, Ping, Callaway, and FootJoy in our pro shop. Become a member of Norman's best golf club today, The Trails, where members become family.
Easy, fellas. Your parents may be watching out on the berm. Berm is filling in as the game progresses tonight. 3-2, Baylor on top of Oklahoma as we head to the second inning. We've had so much activity that we have not even had time to get in Blake's keys to this one. They are presented by Riverwind Casino. It's always a good time. Baylor has been one of the best defensively in the Big 12 this year.
Yeah, they really have. Through 47 games, they've turned 44 double plays. That's almost one a game. Lead the Big 12, 13th nationally. And I think for Oklahoma, we kind of saw it here in the first inning. Explosive offense, that double, triple, maybe even the long ball at times. Just find a way to score runs.
So Braden Davis, I would ask, how does Braden Davis now hit the reset button here? But it seemed like he did once Skip Johnson came out for a mound visit.
Yeah, that first air, you get a weak ground ball from the leadoff Apagata. You kind of think you got an out there, and it just kind of tumbles from there, but you're absolutely right. Skip Johnson's got a way with his guys to come out, settle them in, go 3 changeups in a row, and he's back in the zone.
So Caleb Bergman, the left fielder, leads off. Swiping at it, Davis. Nicholas will get to it, but not be able to make a throw. And it's an infield hit for Caleb Bergman to start the second for Baylor. Base hit number 3 for the Bears so far tonight off of Braden Davis.
This is a fastball at the knees. Bergman does a nice job. He might have saved a home run last inning, Chad. Yeah. I couldn't tell. It was happened too quick, but it looked pretty close.
The ball off the bat of Madrid.
Right.
Back to the top of the order for Enzo Apodaca. Safe on the error by Nicholas in the first, and then came in to score a run. One of the 3 runs the Bears got in the first. Pulled foul past first base here. 1-1 the count to Enzo Apodaca. Ms. Thompson said the strength of this team has been overcoming injury adversity. 4 regular guys who they feel like would have been in the lineup every single day who have been lost to injury. Hunter Simmons, season opening weekend, that's when it started. And others in the preseason, very close play. But Bergman is safe at first underneath the tag of Michael Snyder.
I want to take a look at this. Davis kind of times this up perfect. You got Caleb Bergman jumping around out there. Davis eyeing him down, times up the jump, makes a quick snap throw after stepping off the back of the rubber.
Late umpire Brian Marine over, looking at the Sooner dugout.
Seeing if Skip wants to challenge this.
They're going to take a look at it. So let's us have another.
Throws there. Looks like Snyder taps him on the helmet. Gonna look at the arm. Make sure he gets in. He does a nice job of getting away from this glove. Ooh. That's a close one. You see his fingers reaching up, Chad. Not fully getting grasp of the bag just yet. That's a pretty good angle. That might be overturned.
Are you firmly convinced?
I think so. Look at his fingers. They're kind of spread out and up as the ball hits his helmet. And you'll see once he continues, then he grabs the bag.
Snyder seemed pretty convinced. But, you know, when guys are completely sure, they'll jump up and start signaling to their ears saying,
right.
let's look at it. Let's look at it. And I'm not sure if it was initiated by Skip Johnson or by the umpires.
Well, Bergman does a nice job of getting away from that tag. Young players wanting to figure out how to run base as well. When you're getting picked off from the mound, you want to get as far away from the ball as you can. Try to reach for that backside. Bergman does a nice job displaying that. Gives himself a chance to get back. I think we got this one overturned, though.
They are seeing that angle that we just showed you a moment ago. Let's look one more time.
I'll be down. Bergman, nice job getting that backside of the bag. Hands up. I like an overturn here.
And the call will stand. So Bergman safe at first base. We will resume with the 1-1 count on Enzo Apodaca. I just don't think it was indisputable. Has to be a unanimous decision, so to speak.
They probably had the same look. You know, you're absolutely right. Didn't have enough to say he actually didn't get back to the bag before the ball got him.
Another lob over there. Both these teams have their softball teams competing just up the road in Oklahoma City in the Big 12 Championship. Oklahoma was leading BYU 13-0 in the fifth in the Big 12 semifinals. And Baylor will take on Texas in the game that follows that. So a lot of interest up I-35 in Oklahoma City at the home of softball. Could have these two teams meeting for a Big 12 championship up there tomorrow as they play game 2 of the series between these teams. 4 o'clock first pitch tomorrow here in Norman. Very special jersey retirement ceremony prior, as legendary Oklahoma head coach Ina Seymour will have jersey number 24 retired here. It would be great to see. Seymour celebrated his 93rd birthday. Skip Johnson got to go out and spend some time with him. That one comes up and in and really got a piece of Apodaca. That's the second batter that Davis has hit with a pitch.
That one hurts, Chad. Apodaca grabbing the left wrist.
We're going to have a look at Enzo. Baylor can ill afford an injury to this guy.
And maybe a two-seamer that gets away from him.
Left hand looked like.
Almost on that bone.
The only thing you can hope is maybe it hit the meatier part of that backhand. But you're right.
That thing hurts.
So Apodaca has been on base twice. This is that tone setter that Baylor has had at the top of the order from the get-go. Bergman moves to second base. Johnson hits a flare toward left. Walk, dives, and it's past him. Walk lost his glove on the play. He'll chase it down, but in the meantime, Bergman is up and scoring, and Apodaca will get the stop sign at third. It will be a double for Ty Johnson. He is 2 for 2 in this game, and Baylor has a 4-2 advantage.
He's on pace for the cycle for the first at the 4th inning mark, right? Fastball up and in. Jam shot. I would have liked Walk to kept this ball in front of him. That thing's just dying away from you. It's a tough play as an outfielder.
And now we've got the umpires talking something else over. Runners are at second and third as Bergman comes in to score the 4th run. Ty Johnson doubling for the 6th time this season. 18 runs driven in now. That's the 4th hit for the Bears, their 2nd in this inning. What do you think this conversation is about?
Your guess is as good as mine. We need microphones on umpires.
The only thing that I can figure is occasionally if a sign of out or ball down is not made, they'll give the benefit of the doubt to a base runner who's waiting to see what the umpire's call is, you know what I mean, out in left field.
Right.
But that looked pretty easy. And they're going to put the runners at second and third. There's another flare that's going to land in left field off the bat of Posey. And charging across the plate is Apodaca for the second time tonight. It's 5-2 Baylor, and Posey is 2 for 2 with 2 runs driven in. Ty Johnson will stop at third. The Bears keep piling up runs off Davis.
And there's that changeup, and that's out over. It's a good pitch. Posey does a nice job staying through the middle. Braden Davis having bad luck on some of these, getting weak contact, C&I singles, C&I doubles.
But the problem for the Sooner lefty is that pitch count is getting up. Still nobody out. And here is Hunter Toplansky, who walked back in the first. The first 5 batters of the game reached base safely against Davis. Here in the second, the first 4 have reached. This is the 2-time reigning Big 12 pitcher of the week. As you said, there's been a little soft contact, of course, an error in the first, but also a hit batsman a couple of times, a walk. 0-2 now to Toplansky.
Got some action in the OU bullpen. Looking like Jamie hit down there, the lefty.
Big strikeout there for Davis. It is his second of the night. First out recorded in the second inning.
Comes back to that changeup. That thing's right down the middle. Very hittable pitch. Toplansky just way out over his front foot. Expecting fastball.
Davis has gone 5 innings plus in 9 of his 12 starts this year. Not looking like it could be that tonight. Going to have to get some outs in a hurry as Castle shows bunt, pushes it toward first. Snyder will not throw home. He'll throw to first, and that time a good job by Nicholas, the second baseman, taking the throw. Ty Johnson will score, and Cortland Castle will get credit for an RBI. He laid down a good bunt towards Snyder, who had to make a split-second decision.
Yeah, this is Mitch Thompson just getting some insurance runs early. This is a good safety squeeze. Castle does a nice job putting the ball in the first baseman's hands. Snyder, really athletic play by him, trying to go home with it at first and then flipping the hips, making a strike to the second baseman, Jackson Nicholas.
So it is 2 down. Posey is the runner at second. And 3 more runs across in the inning. Baylor scored 3 in the first and 3 here in the second. 5 hits total. And here is Altman, who drove in a run with a sacrifice fly back in the first. That went a little upstairs to Daniel Altman. Played an inning and 2/3, and we have 8 runs on the board tonight. Did he go around? Yes, he did, says the plate umpire, Brian Marine.
If you told Mitch Thompson early in the week he'd have a 4-run lead in the second, I think he'd be smiling.
He may be. Three balls and a strike now.
Bears have done a nice job capitalizing, too. Obviously, the error in the first inning. A lot of C&I singles, but still making a lot of adjustments at the plate off that changeup of Davis.
That one fouled off of the catcher, Mudler, for a full count. What a good job Mudler has done back there behind the plate for Oklahoma. Saving the legs of Easton Carmichael, who has DH'd a good portion of the year. Mudler has defended well and hit. And there's a walk to Altman. Runners at first and second now, 2 down. And already approaching the 50 pitch mark is Braden Davis.
Grant Stevens.
So it is Stevens out there getting loose as Kate Fletcher stands in. He was a strikeout victim his first time up against Davis. And 0-2. Fletcher, the 8th batter of the inning. The Bears also sent 8 men to the plate in the first inning. They've got 3 runs in each. What a start for the Bears. Strike 3 call, fastball on the inside edge. Fletcher, a strikeout victim for the second time tonight, but more damage done by the Baylor Bears offense.
Skip Johnson go with a fastball in the inner half, freezes Fletcher. Really good pitch right there, Braden Davis.
Geico can help when you're locked out with their easy app and 24/7 help.
Dad, you don't have to make this so tough on yourself. Geico can help us get into our locked car. See?
Yeah, but where's the fun of that? Maybe I'm just nostalgic for the good old days. Before we had Geico's great coverage and 24/7 help.
All set, guys.
Oh. Let's go again.
Whatever you need, from coverage to service, get more with Geico.
Sorry, party's canceled. Waiting on the cable internet guy.
First, I had cable, but those cords weren't me.
So he switched to T-Mobile home internet with 5G.
What a feeling! I have Wi-Fi now.
I need home internet from T-Mobile to fulfill my life.
Get home internet from T-Mobile now, just $50 a month.
It's how you finally meet the neighbors. Kingsford, it's how you do it.
Hey, man. You like Dr. Pepper?
I do.
It's a pepper thing.
I need to try it first.
6-2 Baylor, bottom of the second coming your way from L. Mitchell Park in Norman. What a great treat that is. A snow cone being enjoyed. And this game was enjoyed by Oklahoma fans just a short time ago up the road as the Oklahoma Sooners advance to the Big 12 championship game tomorrow at 6:30. As Oklahoma will try to win the conference crown right there where the Women's College World Series is played. And there's a chance that they will take on Baylor as Baylor and Texas will play game number 2 up there in Oklahoma City here in just a little bit. We'll keep you posted on what's happening there. Here it is 6-2 Baylor, 3 runs in each of the first 2 innings. And Jackson Nicholas slices this one foul toward the Oklahoma bullpen. Of course, these teams will have their eyes on some of the other series being played around the conference this weekend. Oklahoma keeping an eye on Oklahoma State, West Virginia, and Texas, the closest pursuers to the Sooners for the Big 12 regular season title. Baylor, they will also have their eyes on Texas Tech. Texas Tech's playing in Stillwater this weekend. In fact, that game got underway about an hour before ours did here. Baylor, in the loss column, is tied with Texas Tech for 10th place. And the top 10 teams will make the Big 12 championship down in Arlington at the end of the month. Nicholas sends one in the air, well hit to center, sends Johnson back on the verge of the warning track to pull this one in for the first out. Mason Marriott has been able to retire the last 4 Sooners after Spikerman doubled and Madron tripled. And here is Sooner shortstop Jackson Willits. You think we would have had more home runs out of here on a typical south breeze kind of a night here in Norman, Blake?
Oh, absolutely. We had one for the Bears in the top of the first. That was ended up being a sack fly. Spike had one in the gap. Madron had one. I think maybe even that one has a chance on a normal day at Elldale.
That one, if nothing else, you would think would have gotten off the wall out there in center. It was hit hard by Nicholas. Here's Willits, 5 hits in the Texas Tech series. Feeling better. He came out of the game on Sunday, tweaked a little something in his leg. But he was full go at practice on Wednesday, said Skip Johnson. Looked good in batting practice. A ball and 2 strikes to Willits. This one right above us here in the press box. And a catch made down below. The ricochet catch.
You don't get that very often. Players in the stands here give up on that one. Think it's over the pavilion here. Nice concentration to look it in.
That youngster keeping his eyes on the ball. That one fouled off of the catcher, Castle. Good crowd tonight once again for this series opener. Set the stadium record on a Friday night of the Texas series with over 4,800 fans at Elldale Mitchell Park. Willits drives this one to straightaway left, and Bergman came in charging and then decided he better let it bounce, which he does. And a 1-out single for Jackson Willits.
He gets a fastball late in the count here away. Little 2-seam run on it. This is a freshman that's really slowed the game down. Look at that. Gets in his legs. Shoots it the other way. Good piece of hitting.
He's gotten his confidence back, is Jackson Willits. Starting shortstop as a true freshman from day one. Spent a little time off, just letting him get over there and, as you said, let the game slow down a little bit. But since he has returned, he's been very good. And he's been good defensively the whole time, even when there were struggles at the plate.
And I wouldn't even say it's struggles at the plate. What I like to look at, Chad, is that walk to strikeout ratio. And for a freshman, he's sitting at 23 walks to 26 strikeouts. He really separates balls from strikes well. I don't think hits were falling for him. Now the power numbers have come up in the last month. That started in that OSU series, but he has really just found a way to do not miss his pitch. You saw it right there. He gets a fastball away, stays short, and does the right things with it.
Mudler had 2 doubles against Texas Tech in the Friday game out in Lubbock last week. And 2 balls, 2 strikes to Mudler.
Impressed with Marriott. He's left a couple fastballs over the plate, got hurt on him, but that slider's good. He's got a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. That slider's sitting about 82 and mixes it in well. Has confidence with it, can throw it for a strike.
Marriott's 2-2 to Mudler. And it will stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes. See those College World Series appearances for Oklahoma. 5 in a row, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, all under the great coach Enos Seymour, who will be honored with his jersey retirement here tomorrow. Ceremony's about 3:30. Number 24 going to be retired. There's strike 3 called to Mudler for the 2nd out. Coach Seymour, so many great teams and great players. Of course, our longtime late partner up here, the great George Frazier, would talk about those days with Coach Seymour and all the great players, Bob Shirley and Keith Drumright and Jackson Todd, Bobby Witt, Joe Simpson, so many. And Skip Johnson just said, I'm so happy. Probably should have happened before, but to have it on my watch is great as Oklahoma head coach.
Even for me, he would come before games and sit in the cages and just kind of talk the game a little bit. You know, it's always fun to have a mind like that around the program, and definitely deserving of that number being hung up in the rafters.
1-0 to Jason Walk, leaving things at 1-1 to the Sooner left fielder. Walk got the start out in left field in the third game out in Lubbock last weekend. Scored a couple of runs. Still getting used to it out there in left. Shortstop and then a center fielder. Played a lot in center when John Spikerman was out with his injury.
He's a dynamic player. Handles the bat well. Will get a bunt out when he needs to. Fast. Covers a good outfield position. And really separates balls from strikes very well as well. That ratio is sitting at 12 walks to 14 strikeouts. Doesn't strike out a bunch. It's good for a freshman to see.
And there's ball 4. Right on cue. He draws that 2-out walk. Sooners roll the lineup over here in the second. That is the first walk issued by Mason Marriott tonight. It'll draw a little visit from James Leverton, the pitching coach, Texas Tech alumnus, and a recent grad, 2016. Did you play against him? Do you remember?
I couldn't remember. Well, that was my freshman year. We went down to Tech that year. You talked about going down and getting a sweep from the Red Raiders. That's something that's never happened in Tim Tadlock's era. Very special to do. Normally just going down and winning one game feels like a win. The Sooners have had success down there the past couple of years. That 2022 series, they went down there and got a series win to set them up in the postseason. But it always feels special when you go down and do something like that.
Not many teams have done it. So here's Spikerman, who drilled a double into the right center field gap in between the two O's in Sooners on the right center field wall. Swings at the first pitch and bounces one to Altman. Inning over. A couple of men left by the Sooners. We head to the third with Baylor on top 6-2.
Oh, yeah. Hot honey pizza and wings from
Pizza Wahat. Pizza Wahat.
Pizza Wahat. Hot honey pizza and wings. It's the first new flavor to make you say Pizza Wahat.
Ready, set, 12 days, 10 venues, 1 van. Client presentation starting in 4 minutes. Living your best midlife crisis. Rerouting. There's go in everything you do. That's why Phillips 66 is there to fuel all the ways you go, go, go.
Oh, yeah. Hot honey pizza and wings from
Pizza Wahat. Pizza Wahat.
Pizza Wahat. Hot honey pizza and wings. It's the first new flavor to make you say Pizza Wahat.
Sooner Sports TV is brought to you by Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. Riverwind Casino. It's always a good time. Taco Mayo. Big appetite, bigger savings. Download and save today.
Offense has been in high gear for the Baylor Bears tonight. 6 runs through 2 innings against the Sooner lefty Braden Davis, the reigning 2-time Big 12 pitcher of the week. He goes to work against Tyreek Kemp, the shortstop. Kemp is a junior out of Rotterdam in the Netherlands and came through Western Oklahoma State College down in Altus, Oklahoma. What a journey that is from Rotterdam to Altus, Blake.
To Waco.
And now Waco.
He just loves farmland. You know?
Could be.
You ever been to that Altus?
And windmills. You know, there are windmills out in Lubbock as well. Altus, there's some out there. And then Rotterdam, I think, is famous for windmills.
Just feels right at home then, huh?
Strikeout, Tyreek Kemp. And that's back-to-back strikeouts now when you go back to the final out in the second.
Yeah, here's the slider. You'll see that against lefties. That thing doesn't start out as a strikeout at all. It's a really good two-strike pitch. Buries it, gets the swing over.
Here's Caleb Bergman. Bergman got the party started for the Bears in the second. Led off with a base hit. And came in to score on a double by Ty Johnson to left. If you're Davis now, you just gotta kind of grind through a couple, 3 more innings if possible. Am I right, Blake?
Yeah, you're just trying to extend this outing. I wouldn't even say he's got good stuff. That changeup's working, man. You see the slider he just struck out Kemp on. I think you got to find a way to get to the 5th or 6th here any way you can. Run it up to 100 pitches and hand it off to your bullpen.
Fly ball. Madron calls for it. 2 down. Madron not really fighting the sun. Maybe just a little bit out there and right. That one was a high pop-up. And Enzo Apodaca bats for the 3rd time in 3 innings. Got hit by a pitch and scored in the first, or I should say in the second. Reached on an error and scored in the first.
Good to see he's okay after getting hit in the wrist. I think that tape provides some padding, not just TV tape as they call it.
Explain TV tape.
Well, for me, I didn't ever have any wrist problems, but I would just try to look cool with some wrist tape.
TV tape for the cameras.
For the cameras.
It's all for the cameras. Willits takes care of that pop-up. Davis works his first 1-2-3 inning on the mound. 6-2 Baylor headed to the bottom of the 3rd.
Well, probably like most people, the word cancer, it scared me, scared my family, and it was determined that I did have a severe case of prostate cancer. Pretty much since I was 18 years old when I joined the military, I wanted to help others. I wanted to serve others. It's very hard for me to allow others to take care of me. Without Stevenson Cancer Center, I don't think that I would have had as much success as what we're experiencing now.
I am Noble McIntyre. When choices become weapons, lives are forever changed. Drunk driving is an act of reckless disregard that shatters families and futures. At McIntyre Law, we understand the hurt and frustration that follows a drunk driving accident. Our dedicated team fights to ensure accountability for the pain inflicted. We will fight to hold the drunk driver responsible, pursuing the justice you deserve. If you or a loved one has been the victim of a drunk driving accident, call McIntyre Law at 405-777-7000. We will fight for you.
The Showplace Theater is the best place for live music.
And with some of the best acts around, like Andrew Schultz, June 14th.
But I know it's white woman rage. There's a problem that has nothing to do with me. I need to solve it.
Gabriel Iglesias, July 20th.
What if someone tries to kidnap you?
Well, they're going to earn it. Walker Hayes, July 27th.
Fancy like Applebee's on a day night.
And Ashley McBride, August 24th.
Riverwind, the Metro's best casino experience.
What a beautiful night it is here at L. Dale Mitchell Park. Very little, if any, wind. Temperature was in the 80s at first pitch. Going to cool off into the 70s, and the kids are loving every minute of it. Opener of a 3-game series to close up regular season play. Oklahoma in the hunt to host an NCAA regional in the postseason, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, just enjoy the weekend and Mother's Day weekend. Happy early Mother's Day to all the moms, wives out there. Thank you for everything. A lot of baseball kids like yourselves had mom driving them to practice, games, and making sandwiches and bringing drinks at the end of it, Blake?
The most underrated thing is getting the stains out of the pants in this
amen.
Oklahoma red dirt.
Amen.
Ivory soap, by the way.
Borax,
Borax,
Clorox, whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
This is ripped into right field as Madron turns on a 1-1 pitch and has his second hit of the ballgame. Leadoff single in the third. Madron tripled home Spikerman in the first.
Yeah, fastball inner half here. Get another look. Actually, a slider that he goes down and gets. Little hook barrel. Yaga. Take that all day.
Easton Carmichael had an RBI ground out to third, his first time. In fact, he drove in Madron, who had tripled prior. What another great year Easton Carmichael's having. Just a sophomore. A lot of wear and tear as a catcher. Skip Johnson was, Easton Carmichael's been catching since he's like 12 years old. You get back there every game. Gained a little weight over the summer, strengthened himself. And certainly having Scott Mudler to alleviate some of the catching duties has helped him physically.
The Sooners have had a lot of catching duos, really good catching duos over the years. You remember Justin Mitchell, the Brady Lindsley duo.
Mm-hmm. That one squirts off the glove of Posey.
Then that duo turned into Jimmy Crooks and Justin Mitchell as well, right?
Jimmy Crooks, St. Louis Cardinals organization. He came out of the 2022 draft. Was on the Oklahoma College World Series runner-up team. Baylor's got an awfully good catcher now playing in the big league, Shea Langoliers with the A's.
Yeah, one of the better defensive catchers you've ever seen. Steals strikes, handles the pitching staff very well, and he's got some pop for a catcher as well, which, I mean, it all has the making of a Hall of Fame catcher.
Yeah, you hit 20 home runs a year as a catcher in the big leagues. Name your price. Bouncing ball right back to Marriott. He'll throw a little bit low out to second base. Won't have time to get Carmichael. Tyree Kemp and Daniel Altman nearly ran into each other trying to take the throw. Kemp eventually taking it for the out.
Second base umpire having to lock in on that one. A little bit of smoke and mirrors.
The hidden ball trick
on that
there.
fielder's choice, yeah.
So Carmichael at first as Madron is cut down. And here's Michael Snyder.
We've seen this come up a lot, the engage rule. Both the pitcher and the hitter have to look each other in the eye.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of sweet if you think about it, Chad.
Like a Old West showdown. Pulled into the hole and out into left field. So the base hit by Snyder moves Carmichael into scoring position.
Walk out of the saloon. Gets a breaking ball up here. Kind of rolls over it. Perfectly placed through the 6-hole.
Michael Snyder continues his very good year. He's going to be up for all Big 12 honors. And Anthony McKenzie is in. McKenzie grounded out to Altman, the second baseman, his first time. Not this time. That is smoked out into left field. Stop sign will be given at third base to Carmichael. And Oklahoma has the bases loaded and the potential tying run coming to the plate with only one out.
It's a good swing by McKenzie here. Hits this ball too hard to the left fielder Bergman For Carmichael to score on that one, good job by third base coach Russell Raley, holding him up.
Bases full, 1 out, and a big opportunity here for Nicholas. Nicholas drove the center fielder, Ty Johnson, to the warning track and was put out in the second. And an off-speed pitch to start from Mason Marriott. 348 home runs, 24 driven in for the Sooner second baseman, Jackson Nicholas. And after a fastball that comes up empty.
Marriott setting up a slider, back foot on the lefty, Jackson Nicholas. Slider first pitch for a strike. Fastball away, gets a swing and miss, then it elevates the fastball. Look for a slider down.
A little too far down. Marriott's up to 46 pitches and only in the third. It's going to be the bullpens later in this one. Base is loaded and a full count now on Nicholas. A bases loaded walk makes it a 6-3 game. What a patient at bat by Nicholas.
A sign of a veteran hitter right there. Going up, looking for his pitch, bases loaded. Knows that Marriott has to come to him. On that 3-2 count pitch, Marriott throws a backup slider. Think he might have got the back edge of that plate.
Easton Carmichael in to score the run. And now the Sooners have the go-ahead run at the plate with Jackson Willits.
Marriott's got to be careful here. Nothing too good. Try to get a ground ball.
Willits, deep drive to straightaway right. Apodaca shading his eyes and makes the catch just shy of the warning track. Michael Snyder will tag and cross the plate, and it's a 2-run game. It'll be a sacrifice fly driving in a run for Jackson Willits. 6-4 Baylor now.
Good job there by the freshman for his 28th RBI on the year. Gets some over the plate he can handle. Doesn't try to do too much with it. Looks like a fastball belt high. Look at this swing. Nice, calm, compact. Party's out front, big dog.
Windier night, who knows? I mean, we've had a lot of offense. 10 runs in 3 innings, but I'm telling you, it could have been more. Wind's blowing in, if not just straight down right now. And here is Mudler, strikeout victim his first time.
Hard to elevate when it's blowing straight down.
One and one now to Scott Mudler. Mudler, the 7th batter in the inning. Sooners have out hit the Bears 6-5 tonight. We've had only one 1-2-3 inning by either pitcher. One and two now. Fastball. And it'll stay 1-2 to the junior catcher, Scott Mudler. He's driven in 24 runs this year, this Mudler. Not sure that would have been expected at the beginning of the year. But you defend and keep your bat in the lineup. You continue to get opportunities. It's been the case for Mudler.
Good job by Merritt in the run game, keeping Nicholas at bay at first base, trying to get that easy out at second base, still in play.
Hard hit ground ball. Altman was shifted way out, almost into right field, and he's able to throw out Mudler. Sooners get 2 on 3 hits and leave a pair. 6-4 Baylor, moving to the 3rd.
Geico covers dead batteries with their easy app and 24/7 help.
You've reached the dead end, monster!
Nope, I've got Geico.
You're not Frankenstein's monster.
No, that's his cousin Trevor.
Whatever you need, from coverage to service, get more with Geico.
Of course it stops loading at the best part.
You need Verizon. Get their crazy powerful network out here and get 6 months of Disney Bundle on them.
Stream with 6 months of Disney Bundle on us. And watch on the new Galaxy S24 Plus, also on us. Only on Verizon.
This isn't Charmin. No wonder I don't feel as clean.
Hurry up, Dad. You've been in there forever.
I'm trying. This cheap stuff is too thin.
I told you not to get the other toilet paper. Here's Charmin Ultra Strong.
My bottom's been saved.
With its diamond weave texture, Charmin Ultra Strong cleans better with fewer sheets and less effort.
What's everybody waiting for? This?
Okay, hon. We know you're clean. We all go. Why not enjoy the go with Charmin? Have you had your Hershey's?
I need to try it first.
Rocky start, but steadier in the last inning and 2/3 for the Sooner lefty, Braden Davis, the back-to-back Big 12 pitcher of the week. Anything you spot that's different recently for Braden Davis?
I think just not being afraid of contact, and I think that mound visit from head coach Skip Johnson late in that first inning may have helped him settle in a little bit. The defense wasn't working for him, a lot of seeing eye singles, but he's just kind of been more in the zone and not less fine with his pitches. Trying to attack guys and just extend his outing. He got a 1-2-3 in the 3rd. Just trying to capitalize.
Scheduled to face 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup here. Johnson, Posey, and Toplansky. Skip Johnson, as you said, full faith and trust in this left-hander. And his ability to go deep in his starts really has set Oklahoma up for the weekend. That's what that Friday night lengthy start can do. You stay out of the bullpen. It almost kind of helps put everybody in the right seat on the bus for the weekend, doesn't it?
Right. And I think we put too much faith in stats, Chad. Like I said earlier, sometimes success isn't measured in strikeouts, ERA, walk rate, stuff like that. But just being able to extend your outing, get into that 6th, try to have a quality start, going pitch by pitch can really have an outcome on your whole staff.
And Baylor's got 5 hits. I would say 3 of them hit squarely, hit hard.
I couldn't agree more.
Here is the 0-2. Johnson just taps that one foul. But the problem for Davis at this point is going to be that pitch count.
That's sitting at 64 after that one. You really want to try to be in that 10 pitch per inning. That'll extend you out at least into the 8th.
Swing and a miss. Picked up by Mudler, and he will throw out Ty Johnson, who had been 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored. That is 3 strikeouts in the last 5 hitters for Braden Davis.
That's a slider down. You'll see it against lefties. That thing doesn't start as a strike. It's a really good 2-strike pitch. Muddler popping up like a cat. Throwing a strike over to Snyder at first base.
And here's Posey, who's 2 for 2 with 2 runs driven in tonight. The Baylor first baseman. He's a really good story that Mitch Thompson was telling us about this week. Kind of struggled in the fall and maybe got bypassed as he shoots this one into straightaway center field. Spikerman ranges back and has it, but Posey had never played first base, and he was out of the lineup, but they had injuries at first base. They said, we need you to get in there. Greer, Pendergrast, a couple of the guys who had been hurt helped him to pick up reps at first base. That got him back in the lineup, and now he's hit, as we've seen tonight, with 2 hits.
You never want injuries, especially 8 in the preseason and just riddled across the roster, but it's really nice to see guys come in and step up like Posey that just maybe been overlooked, as you said, and just find yourself in the lineup every day.
That one got somebody, came flying in.
Seems like he's okay. Small smiles over there.
I'm not sure that was who got hit. I think they got the ricochet.
You got to give the guy who got hit the ball, right?
Yeah, I'm looking over there. Just going to kind of watch. That was not who got hit in the end, though. That ball landed on someone and took a bounce. And that's kind of why we've got a delay, as they're checking on the fan who got hit on the drop.
Tough to tell. There's a big crowd.
They're going to get some medical attention over there. Toplansky will dig back in. And an 0-1. A ball and 2 strikes now. Toplansky walked in the first and then struck out in the second. Just a little upstairs, maybe a bit in, and 2-2. Pulled to third. McKenzie over to cut it off. And that's another 1-2-3 inning for Braden Davis. Back-to-back 1-2-3 innings. And his offense has gotten the Sooners back into it. 6-4 Baylor moving to the bottom of the 4th.
Taco Mayo's classic value menu is, well, a classic. With 10 tracks you can remix and match, the possibilities are endless. And when you order 4 or more menu items, the price drops to $1.79 each. That's lower than Potato Locos doing the limbo. $1.79 for ingredients this funky fresh? Now that's what I call value. Want savings even sweeter than Cinemayos? Order through the Taco Mayo app today.
What Logistics does is we build natural gas compressors that help our customers maximize the lifespan of their wells. We increase your cash flow. We increase your proven reserves.
So what we specialize in is compression and then vapor recovery. Vapor recovery has kind of become a hot topic right now because of all the environmental concerns.
If I had to describe logistics in one word, innovative.
Walden Cleaners has 3 generations of knowledge that ensure the highest in quality detergents and cleaning methods are used, along with the most advanced equipment. Walden Cleaners is the oldest family-owned business in Norman, providing the highest quality garment care for 88 years. Check out our website, waldencleaners.com, and learn about our free home or office pickup and delivery service. Walden Cleaners, where the difference is quality.
Well, you ask second-year coach Mitch Thompson what's been the strength of his team. He said it's been overcoming injury adversity. They're a week in, and they're down 3 starters. Sam Crane, Jack Little, And then Hunter Simmons and Will Pendergrass goes out recently, likely all of them out for the season. It has hit the regular lineup a little bit harder than the pitching staff, but there's been some pitchers out and then back in. And it has been a difficult season to withstand. You think about Baylor, Blake, they were 8-7 going into their weekend series against Kansas. They won the opener, so they had a 9-7 conference mark, but they've dropped 8 in a row. Had another injury in the West Virginia series as Jason Walk drives this one into the gap in right center field. He can really run. He's going to try for the triple. Bears a little delayed getting it back in, and Walk will cruise in. He'll get 3 out of that. Second triple of the night for the Sooner offense.
He makes fast people look not fast. Loses a shoe coming into third base.
He ran out of his shoe?
Yeah. Little stirrup adjustment, get it back under the heel. Sure. It's a classic look he's got on there, Chad.
Agreed.
Little tweener with a thin stirrup, little 9-inch stirrup.
Were you a stirrup guy? Were you a tweener? Or were you an all the way down?
Look, it was whatever got the boys wins. I'd try something different daily.
I like it.
Look at this. Turns hard around second base. Yeah, about second step off of that. That's got to be hard.
You can't dig anymore on this turf. You just kind of slip in your socks.
I think he would still beat me in a race without cleats. You think so?
Look, I want to be on your side. I want to back my partner, but there's a chance that that would occur.
We'll have to get that set up.
So Walk has walked and tripled in this game. And here's Spikerman. Sends one in the air to left. Bergman will have to play it on a hop. And we have ourselves a one-run game. Walk trots in after his triple. Spikerman has his second hit. And it's 6-5 now.
18 RBIs on the year. This one's a little bit different. Kind of an excuse me swing on a two-seamer away. Throws the hands at it. He's really good at that. Stays back. That fastball's in the right-hander's batter's box. Just flips it out there for a single. He used to do that a lot as a freshman. Get down to 2 strikes and just wouldn't even use his legs. Just throw his hands. Just really hand-eye dominant.
You know, these two guys that we have just seen, Walk and Spikerman, there are a lot of similarities between the two, and the word is explosiveness. And it's in every element. They can do it in the field. You know, Spikerman throwing guys out at the plate, stealing a base to get into scoring position, or hitting the ball out of the ballpark. And Walk has a lot of those same characteristics.
4 out of 5 tool guys, yeah. I would think that Spikerman have a little bit better arm than Jaywalk. But you're absolutely right. Just dynamic throughout all facets.
Here's Madron, who just continues to hit. He's got a triple and a single tonight. Potential go-ahead run at the plate for Oklahoma. Baylor once led this game 6-2. A ball and 2 strikes now. We'll see if Mason Marriott can settle down. Nobody out. It'll stay 1-2 on Bryce Madron. Madron has 7 home runs in Big 12 conference play. He leads the conference in runs scored with now 56 for the season.
.36 walks on the season, just kind of copy and paste from last year. Guy that separates balls from strikes very well, and now he's got the power numbers to boot, doing damage in the zone.
It's a fly ball at the center fielder, Ty Johnson. There's the first out here in this 4th inning. Spikerman stays at first. Spikerman going to protect that surgically repaired wrist hand area. Had the hamate bone surgery after being injured in the TCU series. Seems like a long time ago, doesn't it?
It does.
Here's Easton Carmichael. He's driven in a run and scored a run tonight. Castle able to block that. May not look like much, but that is the potential tying run over there at first base that would have been in scoring position if not for that play.
To add on to that, Marriott's done a nice job in the run game. Reggie Willis maybe not seeing something that he could take advantage of. With Marriott on the mound, Castle behind the dish.
Yeah, the Sooners have yet to attempt a stolen base in this game, which is pretty rare, especially considering all the base traffic they've had. Three balls and no strikes to Carmichael. Marriott being really careful with the Sooner DH. And it's a 4-pitch walk. So now the go-ahead run is aboard with one away. And Michael Snyder will be the batter. The Bears going to huddle up here as the corner infielders Toplansky and Posey, along with the catcher Cortland Castle, come out.
Yeah, this chat is just a, hey, man, you're a one pitch away. Just try to get a ground ball here with Snyder. Let your defense work. Turn a lot of double plays. 44 out of 47 games they've turned a double play. Let's try to get one here and go hit.
Michael Snyder had a base hit and scored a run in the Sooner third. Have to give a lot of credit to Braden Davis as well these last two innings. He's gone 1, 2, 3 on the mound after Baylor got 3 in each of the first 2 innings. That's allowed this Oklahoma offense to kind of gain its momentum. 1-1 to Snyder. Two and one to Snyder. You mentioned it a moment ago, Blake, but Baylor has been able to get out of a lot of situations like this. 44 double plays turned, leads the Big 12.
Yeah, 13th nationally, and that you gotta think defending the baseball is very important.
No double play here. It's a base hit to left field. Spikerman is around third, and we are tied on an RBI single by Michael Snyder. It's 6 apiece.
That RBI puts Snyder one away from 50. Living in that 6-hole. Gets a fastball down and in. This thing's roped.
Snyder has driven in 2. Spikerman has scored 2. And the Sooners post 2 runs on now 3 hits in the inning. And Oklahoma's got 9 hits through 4 innings off Marriott. Only 1 out. And here is McKenzie. McKenzie 1 for 2. He had a base hit back in the 3rd. Popped up. That'll get foul. Out of play. Long way from over, as we are not even halfway through this one. 12 runs on the board. The 75th pitch thrown by Mason Marriott, headed home. And into left field, Bergman will circle it a little bit, but chase it down. 2 down. Hit pretty hard to the opposite field by McKenzie.
Yeah, I can't help but keep thinking the wind's got something to do with this game. We've had a lot of runs scored, 12 in 4 innings. You've said it once, and it could be a lot more.
So here's Nicholas. He drew a bases-loaded walk to score a run in the 3rd. He's also flied out to center field. Go-ahead run in scoring position with 2 down. Just a little bit off the plate with a fastball there from Marriott. Easton Carmichael back safely at second base. Feels like a pretty dangerous pitch coming right here from Marriott.
Yeah, it can't be a fastball over the middle. Jackson Nicholas looking dead red here. It's a good get-me-over slider.
And a 2-1 count to the Sooners second baseman, Jackson Nicholas. That'll square it up at 2-2. Comes back at him with a fastball.
Little smoke and mirrors on this at bat. I think that get-me-over slider set up that fastball in. You can go anywhere with it. Really good job in the run game, Chad. A lot of picks, keeping base runners on their toes.
Ooh, fouled off Nicholas's foot.
It's always the worst. You got a 2-strike count. You gotta find a way to get yourself right in a couple circles around the skirt here. Come back in and find a way to battle. Check a look at this. It's gonna be a slider in. Oh goodness, on the back one, right on the top. Yeah, that doesn't feel good. There's no meat on the top of that foot.
Well, he didn't chase that one. Nicholas drew a bases-loaded walk his last time up there. He'll get a payoff pitch from Mason Marriott. You are right about Marriott in the run game. It's very deliberate, but there's an importance to it.
You got a really athletic team on the base paths in the Sooners.
There go the runners as Nicholas lifts one to left. Over near the line, Bergman in foul ground has room, and the inning is over. But the Sooners tie it, 2 runs on 3 hits, and an adventure here for Jason Walk, Blake.
Yeah, good swing. The triple in the gap, man, that thing just gets flying, almost gets above his head. It's a lot of ground force. Ends up scoring. Fun inning here.
Geico can help when you're locked out with their easy app and 24/7 help.
Dad, you don't have to make this so tough on yourself. Geico is sending someone to unlock our car right now.
Yeah, but where's the fun of that?
Whatever you need, get more with Geico.
Here are your keys. We want hot dogs and a body that doesn't look like it eats hot dogs. Sadly, we can't have it all, except at Sport Clips, where we check in with the pros in men's hair and totally check out with pure, uninterrupted relaxation. Sport Clips.
Sorry, party's canceled. Waiting on the cable internet guy.
First, I had cable, but those cords weren't me.
So he switched to T-Mobile home internet with 5G. What a feeling! I have Wi-Fi now. I need home internet from T-Mobile to fulfill my life.
Get home internet from T-Mobile now, just $50 a month.
If you're someone who says, if only there was a delicious spicy chicken sandwich at McDonald's, you should know. There's literally the Spicy McCrispy.
Remember to always adult responsibly. For every smirnoff of ice, have an ice water. Do we sell ice water? No. We don't even sell ice water. We just care about you. That's just a little advice from Smirnoff Ice.
Experiencing now.
Thank you to our cornerstone television partners, OU Health and Anheuser-Busch, and our community partners, Fowler Auto Group, OU Health, OG&E, and Coca-Cola.
6 apiece headed to the 5th inning at L. Dale Mitchell Park in Norman. Sooner Baseball is brought to you in part by Courtyard by Marriott. Seems very appropriate since the Bears have a Marriott on the mound tonight. This one lifted into the seats. And foul by Cortland Castle. Back-to-back 1-2-3 innings out on the mound for Braden Davis. And that's allowed Oklahoma's offense to rally and get this game even. Davis at 74 pitches. You know, the way that he's gone the last couple of innings, he could go another inning, potentially, maybe 2.
He's done a good job of keeping his team in it.
Castle drills one to straightaway center field, but easily playable for Spikerman. That is 8 straight sat down by Braden Davis. Did you have cards, defensive cards, to look at in your back pocket? Did you need the note card out there in the outfield when you were playing?
No, but I liked it because normally we would have a hitter's meeting or a defensive meeting before the game, and you kind of had to remember all of it. So obviously having it in the back pocket is easy, but we'd really just normally look at defensive coach Brent Bonneau. He'd give us a left or right, back up a hair here on this guy, but makes the scouting a whole lot easier.
I would not go out there without my cheat card.
It's hard to remember.
Yeah. Daniel Altman drove in a run with a sacrifice fly in the first, and then he drew a walk in the second. Altman had a 3-hit game in the final game of the TCU series. Swings and pops this one up. Out behind second base, Jackson Willits on a big league pop-up. 2 down.
Yeah, I didn't think this ball was ever going to come down, Chad. High sky tonight. Good job by Willits staying on track with the baseball, securing the catch for out number 2.
Bears are going to pinch hit with Harrison Cayley, senior out of the Woodlands, Texas, and a transfer from Abilene Christian. He'll bat for the DH, Cade Fletcher, here. Fletcher had been 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. So the Bears will give Cayley a crack with the bases empty and 2 gone. And he is quickly in a hole 0-2. Off Davis's bare hand, and Nicholas won't be able to make a play. Would he have been better off to just let it go?
That's the great debate, isn't it, Chad? You know, you don't mind your pitcher trying to be an athlete occasionally, but I don't know. That ball's hit pretty well up the middle. I think either way, it's 50-50. You know, look at it. If he makes that, you love him for it. Still got a chance with Nicholas, but he's got to take the bare hand to have time. Tries to throw it before he receives the baseball.
So it's a base hit for Cayley in the pinch hitting role. Gets Tyreek Kemp to the plate. And it also extends the pitch count for Braden Davis. That is 10 pitches, though, in this inning. Kemp is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And 1-1 the count on the Baylor shortstop. The bright side, and you always have to try to find that with all the injuries that Baylor has had. The stories of guys who might not have played without the injuries. We're talking about Posey. And Daniel Altman's another one of those guys. Altman's played all over the place, second base, center field, left field. And he's produced. Davis is 1-1 to Kemp. There goes the runner, Cayley. One hop throw, and a great tag by Willits to get the headfirst diving Cayley out. So the Bears try to sneak the go-ahead run into scoring position. Scott Mudler says, not this time. And we stay tied at 6 halfway through this one. What defense by the Sooner catcher, Blake?
Yeah, a little bit of El Mago going on. Nice job by Mudler using the ground. Willits getting him on the toe there. Good concentration, applying the tag. Out number 3.
I need to try it first.
Here for Rad Hour, huh?
Rad Hour?
Our happy hour.
Happy hour?
It's 11:15.
At the garage, it's always time for a good time. Attaboy. We start early every day with old school burgers and fresh cut fries, plus beer and cocktails if you need something stronger. So, pretty rad, huh? Yeah, keep it classic. The garage.
You're my very best friend.
You're my best friend.
I need to try it first.
Beautiful evening here at L. Dale Mitchell Park for the opener of this 3-game series to close the regular season at home for Oklahoma. A look at the Big 12 scoreboard presented by Air Comfort Solutions. Your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. Texas a winner down in Orlando. Kansas State trying to come back against West Virginia in Morgantown. Oklahoma State all over Texas Tech in the top of the 7th up at O'Brate Stadium in Stillwater. TCU out of conference play. Houston beating up on Kansas tonight. And Cincinnati and BYU midway through in a low-scoring affair out in Provo. So what does that do for these teams? As Willits gets hit by the first pitch here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Sooners going to put the potential go-ahead run aboard. Willits, big contributor tonight, has a single, a sacrifice fly to score a run, and now he gets hit by a pitch by Mason Marriott. So those scores we just saw, well, Oklahoma State, West Virginia, and Texas are the 3 teams closest to Oklahoma in the Big 12 race, and 2 of the 3 of them are winning. Texas has already won. As far as Baylor's concerned, trying to slide up to 10th and make sure they get into the Big 12 postseason championship. I think those games help them. Texas Tech losing now has more losses. If they fall to Oklahoma State, they would have more losses than Baylor in conference play, depending upon what happens with Baylor tonight. So a Texas Tech loss and a UCF loss would help Baylor as well. And the Bears will finish their regular season hosting UCF next week. And Kansas State, West Virginia just went final, with Kansas State winning 4-3. So that helps Oklahoma a little bit as it gets them a little more breathing room away from West Virginia. This one kind of skied out behind second base by Mudler and taken by Altman for the first out. Now there's a long way to go. So trying to play this score game, and Skip Johnson is as good as there is in the country at next pitch, don't look ahead. It is the motto of what his program is about, with culture and all those sorts of things, but it's one pitch at a time. It really is.
And it highlights itself in a season like this with the Sooners holding a lead in first place. You know, you got to stay in your dugout, stay in your locker room, and this team does a really nice job of hanging out together, as our friend Carly Murray pointed out earlier. It seems like eyewash at times, but it really comes to play in situations like we have.
Jason drew a walk in the second, and then he tripled and scored in the fourth. He scored on Spikerman's RBI single. Two 2-0 the count. Three balls, no strikes. Top of the Sooner lineup on deck. 90 pitches now for Marriott. And a 4-pitch walk. Walk has been on base 3 times. 2 of those have come via the free pass. So Willett's hit by pitch, walk with a walk. And the go-ahead run is in scoring position for John Spikerman, who's got 2 hits. And that may do it for Marriott. Mitch Thompson, the head coach, is out of the Baylor dugout, and he's going to the bullpen. So Mason Marriott unable to get out of the 5th inning here tonight in a tie ball game at 6. We'll tell you about the new Baylor pitcher when we come back to L. Dale Mitchell Park. So our first reliever comes in the bottom of the 5th inning on this Friday night in Norman.
Geico covers dead batteries with their easy app and 24/7 help.
You've reached the dead end, monster!
No kidding. Dead batteries are the worst. But no worries. Geico gives me even more coverage and 24/7 help. See?
Wait a second. You're not Frankenstein's monster.
No, that's his cousin Trevor.
Did you try the spooky castle up the road?
Good idea. Thanks. You folks have a great evening.
Whatever you need, from coverage to service, get more with Geico.
We want to take the shortcut.
You lost?
And not be in danger. Sadly, we can't have it all, except at Sport Clips, where we check in with the pros in men's hair and totally check out with pure, uninterrupted relaxation. Sport Clips.
If you are crispy, juicy, tender, and pickle-bearing, then you are the one and only McCrispy.
Sooners Sports TV is brought to you by Mathis Home, official furniture sponsor of OU Athletics. The Trails Golf Club offers the perfect atmosphere for great golf and family fun. Visit trailsgolf.com. Pizza Hut, the official pizza of the Sooners.
The new pitcher for the Bears is a left-hander, and he's a two-way player, and that is R.J. Rue. He'll replace Mason Marriott. And what a tough situation here for Rue. Oklahoma has the potential go-ahead run in scoring position and only one out. And the 21st appearance, so a reliable lefty out of the bullpen, pulled here by Mitch Thompson.
Yeah, you see that win-loss record at 2-0. Got a 5.12 ERA, 31 and 2/3 innings pitched, 35 hits, got 30 strikeouts to 17 walks. We saw him at Tarleton on that Tuesday game. Threw an inning, gave up 1 hit, 1 run. It was earned. Struck out 1. And I think he got the win in that one.
He also DH'd in that game. DH'd and pitched, reached base safely, and retired a full inning on the mound. That's getting it done.
Left-handed Shohei, maybe. I love how the game has changed in that way, and one person has really changed. I think there's another minor leaguer now that is coming up through the ranks who is playing both ways. So I think it's really good for the sport.
No doubt. And at the collegiate level, in particular, roster spots, it can save you a lot and be very productive. Spikerman, the switch batter, will bat right-handed for the first time tonight. 2 for 3 in this game, a double and a run scored in the first, and then an RBI single and a run scored in the fourth. Spikerman's RBI single made it a 6-5 game, and then Michael Snyder's base hit tied it at 6. Mitch Thompson said Rue has had some good moments lately. He was honest. He said that you alluded to it in our open. He who has the best bullpen wins. We've seen it coming tonight with the struggles of the starting pitchers early, that we would get into the bullpen. Here we are midway through into the bullpen. And there's a 4-pitch walk to Spikerman. Bases loaded. And Madron strolls in. Bryce Madron tripled and scored in the first, then had another base hit in the third. Felt like he was probably going to make Rue throw a strike.
Yep. 4 pitches, 4 straight balls. Bases loaded, have to. Automatic take.
One and one to the Sooner right fielder. Hard hit ground ball to the second baseman Altman. He'll go to Kemp, and the throw pulls him off. Everybody is safe, and the Sooners take the lead. We'll get a look at the replay and see exactly what happened, but Jackson Willits, who was hit by pitch, has scored, and Oklahoma leads it 7-6.
Yeah, Apodaca flips the hips, flows a little bit wide.
Going to be an error on Altman on the throw. Madron safe. Willits scores. Walk is at third. This one pulled foul by Easton Carmichael. Baylor has defended very well, and you mentioned 44 double plays, which is what that could have been. Instead, the error helps give Oklahoma the lead. Carmichael shoots one into right center field. That'll fall in for a base hit. Jason Walk is in to score. Right behind him is Spikerman. And Oklahoma leads at 9-6 on a 2-run single by Easton Carmichael.
continuing a good day at the plate. That's his third RBI of the game on that single. Hasn't squared a ball up yet, but getting the job done. See him stay back, take that off-speed pitch away, float it into right center. That air coming back to bite Altman. 2-run score after what could have been a double play.
Sooners have plated 3, and that's the first hit here in the inning. Carmichael has driven in 3 runs in this game now. And here's Snyder, who tied the game at 6-6 with a base hit back in the 4th. Madron down at third. Carmichael producing again down at first base. 1-1 to Snyder, who's 2 for 3. RBI and a run scored for Snyder tonight. 30 runs driven in conference play for Snyder. Second most of anybody in league play. Oklahoma now 7 unanswered runs after trailing 6-2. They have taken the lead in the bottom of the 5th inning. And their starting pitcher is still in the game. I mean, Braden Davis could come back out, you would think, Blake.
Yeah, he's been up to 112 pitches in that Oklahoma State outing. Got to think he could at least go another inning, maybe 2.
He's thrown 86, has Davis.
Going to depend on how efficient he is in his sequences. Going to be interesting to see.
Snyder whacks this one foul. Tomahawked that one out of play. Just missed in. That'll even things to 2-2. There goes Carmichael from first. It is a one-hop throw, and the tag is applied out there by the second baseman, Altman. So Carmichael gets caught stealing, and looked like Madron never got a good look to try to break home and steal a run.
Still, the run game is really, really helpful to the Baylor Bears. Nice throw. Good picking tag. Route number 2. That's a big out number 2.
That it is. And now the Bears, with a 3-2 count, shift the infielders over, and that's a shot past Toplansky into left field. It will chase home Madron. Snyder cruises into second base, and the Sooners lead at 10-6. That was a missile at Hunter Toplansky, who reached out and could not spear it.
You know Snyder's going to get his hits. You just don't know where they're going to come from. He's really good at going the other way, but making his living on the left side of the field, you're right. I love him controlling the barrel at the end of that swing. Chase Utley did that a lot when he was playing. I really admired that. That's roped.
So Snyder now with a 3-hit game. He has driven in 2, and the Sooners lead 10-6. 8 unanswered runs. And here is McKenzie, who's 1 for 3 tonight. 4 runs on 2 hits and an error in the inning. McKenzie rifles this one foul. 0-2 on the Sooner third baseman. He is the 8th batter of the inning. 11 hits for Oklahoma tonight. Sooners second in the Big 12 in batting average coming in, and they lead the league in conference games in hitting. There's strike 3 called. Inning over. Rue finally puts out the fire, but the Sooners score 4 and take the lead. 10-6 Oklahoma headed to the 6th inning.
Geico covers dead batteries with their easy app and 24/7 help.
You've reached the dead end, monster!
No kidding. Dead batteries are the worst. But no worries. Geico gives me even more coverage and 24/7 help. See?
Wait a second. You're not Frankenstein's monster.
No, that's his cousin Trevor.
Did you try the spooky castle up the road?
Good idea. Thanks. You folks have a great evening.
Whatever you need, from coverage to service, get more with Geico.
Of course it stops loading at the best part.
You need Verizon. Get their crazy powerful network out here and get 6 months of Disney Bundle on them.
Stream with 6 months of Disney Bundle on us. And watch on the new Galaxy S24 Plus, also on us. Only on Verizon.
With features you won't find on Honda CR-V, Nissan Rogue, or Toyota RAV4, the Hyundai Tucson puts the other guys in their place. Namely, the rearview mirror. Only a Tucson compares to a Tucson. Lease a Tucson for $209 a month or get $2,000 total savings, plus military personnel get an additional $500 bonus cash. Hurry in.
If you are crispy, juicy, tender, and pickle-bearing, then you are the one and only McCrispy.
Oklahoma has turned a 6-2 deficit into a 10-6 lead. Sooners lead the Big 12 by 3 games coming in, 5 sweeps in conference play, 18 Big 12 wins coming into the night. Their most since 2004. And if the Sooners could get a 6th sweep in conference play, they would get at least a share of the Big 12 regular season title. And that's pending what happens, of course, with other teams. One more weekend series left for each of these teams. As we mentioned earlier, Oklahoma will be at Cincinnati next Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And those same 3 days, Baylor will host UCF to close out conference play. There's a fly ball that lands in center field off the bat of the shortstop, Tyreek Kemp.
It's another controlled swing. Saw one from Spikerman earlier. There he is, right on command. Kemp does a nice job of getting a fastball in the middle of the plate. Using his hands well, just serving it into left center.
New batter here for the Bears. Beg your pardon, it will be Caleb Bergman. He'll hit the left fielder. 1 for 2 with a run scored. Back in the second is Bergman. How about the job by Braden Davis tonight? Consecutive 1-2-3 innings in the 3rd and 4th. And then he also faced the minimum in the 5th inning. Gave up a single, but got a caught stealing. So he's faced 9 guys in the last 3 innings. That's kept him in this game. And Blake, you mentioned his highest pitch total for the year, 112. That was number 91 right there.
He's looking good since that 2nd inning. Obviously putting up 3 zeros, but I guarantee you he's the first guy dabbing the guy up that just scored. 10 runs, healthy run support. Gotta love your offense.
You never know how it's going to unfold. This is a guy that pitched a combined no-hitter against West Virginia. And here he is tonight, giving up 6 runs, but still in position to pick up his 5th consecutive win. Strike 3 called to Bergman.
He's got that strikeout number up to 6. Let's take another look at fastball right at the knees. I mean, that's a good angle right there. You see it catching the bottom of the strike zone. Just paint.
Back to the top of the order for Apodaca. K counter, 6 of them. They were passing those out when you came through the front gate this afternoon. Apodaca has scored 2 runs out of the leadoff spot. Been safe on an error and been hit by a pitch. It's also popped up to Willits, the shortstop. Each team has committed 1 error. Sooners have out-hit the Bears 11-7. Off the end of the bat, a roller. Davis pounces to it. Little bit of a low throw, but well played. Snyder digs it out, and Apodaca is retired.
Athletes, Chad. They're athletes.
First 12 batters. This goes back to an RBI single by Cole Posey in the 2nd inning. You see just 1 strikeout, gave up 6 runs. Since then, he has been lights out. He's been the guy that's been out there just about every Friday night in the Big 12. Johnson, 2 hits and 2 runs scored. That changeup's been nasty tonight, hasn't it?
Yeah, first time we've seen it up against a left-handed batter. He's getting through that 3rd or 4th time through the lineup, trying to mix some different things up, change up his sequences, not get caught. It's a good pitch there.
And now Ty Johnson's thinking,
what do I do, right? When he's locating 3 pitches for a strike, he's tough to hit.
Ty Johnson not chasing.
Let me get my calculator out for this one. 100 pitches, 67 strikes. I think that's 67%. He's been in the zone. Really settled in nicely.
Solid math, partner.
Product of more high, baby. Go Lions.
Trying to get him to chase on the last couple of pitches, but Johnson not getting outside the strike zone. Davis struck him out in the 4th. Little fly ball that's going to fall down the line in left. Around 3rd comes Kemp. He will score, and it'll be a double by Ty Johnson, his 2nd double and 3rd hit of the night. And the Bears get back within a run.
As a hitter, you take all these you can get. Jammed on a fastball. That's almost on his knuckles. It goes off a double off the wall in the book, I'll tell you that, Chad. Scoring Kemp. Puts him within 3.
Bears resilient. Sooners have life in the bullpen, and that might be it for Braden Davis on the night. Gives up the double to Ty Johnson with 2 outs. Here in the top of the 6th inning, Skip Johnson will go to his bullpen for Dylan Crooks. 10-7 Oklahoma. Top of the 6th inning. Sooner Baseball presented by OU Health on Sooner Vision from ESPN+.
Geico covers dead batteries with their easy app and 24/7 help.
You've reached the dead end, monster!
Nope, I've got Geico.
You're not Frankenstein's monster.
No, that's his cousin Trevor.
Whatever you need, from coverage to service, get more with Geico.
Introducing the most powerful Tacoma ever with the shut the front door handle.
You build culture by having to deal with difficulties, as Baylor has had. Said it's been a work in progress, but he has been proud of the resiliency. That has been the strength of this Baylor Bears squad. Hunter Toplansky walked back in the first. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Dylan Crooks back out there. This one rifled to deep left field, but room out there, and Jason Walk will track it down. Jason Walk's still learning left field. And Blake, you were an outfielder, a lot of time in the corner, outfield spots. What's the hardest part about playing left field?
Well, everything from a left, you just got to know your batter, in my mind. You got a left-handed batter right there, and Toplansky, everything that he hits is more than likely not going to be backspun. It's going to have some side spin to it, that one being that. And you kind of drove it a little bit more, so you really got to get out there in BP and get your reps in. Take that like game reps and see the ball off the bat. Really lock in. It's easy to get kind of lulled to sleep out there. Not a whole lot of action, but you do a good job in BP. You prepare yourself, and I think he's athletic enough to be able to field that position. Really any outfield position for Jason Walk.
Brooks deals low to Cortland Castle. Castle got hit by a pitch in the first as part of the 3 runs that the Bears got to start this thing. Had an RBI ground out in the second. And this one into shallow center. Spikerman maybe went back a half step, but plenty of speed to cover a lot of real estate. 2 gone. 3 up and 3 down out of the bullpen now for Dylan Crooks.
To go back to reading the fly balls, Chad, that ball looks like it's barreled up from center field, so that's why he's taking that first step back. Anything up, you think that you're looking for trajectories, right? With that one being off the handle, it's hard to read, but got to be athletic. Like I said, get your work done in BP. Spikerman, one of the best.
What's the hardest outfield position to play?
I would say center, because most of the time any ball that's hit to you is that's on a line is squared up. Look at him have a little bit of fun out there dancing around. I would not be that way, but that's how Spikerman plays. Now, balls right at you are hard to read, especially ones that are hit well. And I think those mostly come in center field because, I mean, it's the biggest part of the field. Everything's flowing through the middle of the field. Like I said, I can't speak enough on just getting your work in at BP. Just that's where you get live reads. And guys just kind of let it eat sometimes, so it's easy to get those reads.
1-2 on Daniel Altman. Oklahoma has shifted 3 infielders on the right side of second base. And that's strike 3, a fastball from Crooks. He's retired all 4 men he's faced out of the bullpen. And we hit the 7th inning stretch in Norman with Oklahoma leading at 10-7.
To me, Marissa was a beautiful young lady that was just full of joy. The answer that the doctor gave us was that the hopes and dreams that you have for your daughter are not going to be realized.
I remember when the LifeShare woman came in and said, "Did you all know that Marissa was an organ donor?"
The thought coming into my head that someone was getting a call, feeling a sense of hope for the first time in a long time. And that was the first glimmer of hope that we felt.
From growing up with the Tuttle Tigers to playing with the Sooners, my whole life has been about teamwork. But the team I'm most proud of is the one at Air Comfort Solutions. In the last 15 years, the ACS team has helped hundreds of thousands of families and businesses stay comfortable. I know something about winning teams, and when you call ACS, you've made the winning call.
Hi, I'm Heather, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is getting the perfect bite. It's probably not the first bite, it's the second or the third, with the juicy chicken and the delicious pickle. The bite with the pickle is it. I mean, that is like the magic combination.
Hi, I'm Jennifer. A little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is the combination of the warm, soft bun against this delicious piece of chicken. The bun is just this soft little hug around the chicken that's so perfect in every bite.
Oklahoma has rebounded from...
Important to have a guy who can play well on both sides of the ball, and it ended up being a huge momentum shift. It helped the Sooners sweep the Raiders in Lubbock.
Yes, it did, and Skip Johnson was talking about this play. He said, I think it was as important as the 2-run home run that Spikerman hit. And you use that word explosive, Blake. It doesn't have to just mean at the plate.
Yeah, that was a cannon of a throw. And that was a one-run ball game at that point, kept it a 1-1 lead. Pitcher Jamie hit on the mound, getting him out of that inning. I mean, you can bring momentum from all types of the field. Skip's big on that, keeping that momentum in your dugout and swings in a game like that, especially in a key game 3 when you're trying to go for a sweep. It means a lot to a team.
R.J. Rouet back out there. Jason Walk has been on base all 3 times he's come to the plate. 2 walks and a triple with a run scored. Man, it's fun to watch him go from first to third, isn't it?
It is, especially when shoes are flying everywhere. It's a hazard. You got spikes up in the air.
Big swing and a miss on 2-2. Rouet's been good since initially giving up the base hits to Carmichael and Snyder out of the bullpen. He's got 4 strikeouts out of the bullpen now.
Yeah, I think that fastball plays up a little bit of high RPM, high spin rate on that fastball. Tying up lefties, gets jaywalk there, hitting from the right side.
First time that Walk has been retired tonight. Here's Spikerman, who has also been on base 3 times. And he went after that one. Spikerman doubled and scored in the first, grounded out to second base in the second. Then a base hit, driving in a run in the 4th, and a walk with a run scored in the 5th.
I think it's interesting. Spike uses 2 different bats from right-handed to left-handed. That hamate bone on his left hand.
This one pulled past the third baseman to Plansky out into the left field foul ground where it is picked up by Bergman. And Spikerman standing at second base with a double for the 2nd time tonight.
Really seeing it well from both sides. It's like a changeup that just got over the middle of the plate. Rolls over, but hits it well. Scoots past the glove of Chaplansky at third base.
9 doubles for Spikerman on the year, 2 tonight. 12 hits for the Sooners. And here's Madron, who tripled back in the first. Sooners have 2 triples in this game. Walk and Madron. Just the way that this team has exploded offensively, in particular in conference play. The bulk of their home runs, 39 of their 58 have come in conference games. And the doubles, I mean, the gap power and the speed that Oklahoma has shown. He did not go around on the appeal to third.
I think it has a lot to do with the air warming up. You get that south breeze in late spring. Balls are going to fly a bit more. You get a little bit more carry. Not to mention the guys are doing a good job in the zone.
Oklahoma with 58 doubles, which leads the Big 12. And that ball came in and hit Madron.
Let's see where this hits him. Oh, right on the rear. You'll take that. It's 89. It could be in the small of the back.
Of all places to get hit, you don't mind that one that much.
No, it'll just hurt to sit down tomorrow, but it'll be okay.
So Spikerman the double, Madron hit by pitch. Little conference here going. James Leverton came in with head coach Mitch Thompson 2 seasons ago to orchestrate the pitching for the Bears. Bryce Madron has been on base 4 times in this game.
I think he's saying, yeah, that hurt a little bit.
And here's Easton Carmichael. Carmichael, a 2-run single that got the Sooners some separation back in the bottom of the 5th inning. They had taken a 7-6 lead, and Easton delivered a 2-run single to make it 9-6. 3 runs driven in and a run scored to third and under the glove of Toplansky. Out into the left field foul corner, chasing home Spikerman. Madron racing around third, headed to the plate. The throw is right on target, but he slid in there, and he's called safe by the plate umpire, Brian Marine.
Castle instantly coming up, giving the earmuffs. This one's close.
So I think we're going to have a review on the Madron play at the plate. And we will. For now, 2 runs in to make it 14-7. Or beg your pardon, 12-7. And they'll have a look at it. But Easton Carmichael with another hard hit ball. Which way you going on the scoring down there at third, Blake? You're still thinking about it, aren't you?
I am. I'm going to have to see a replay, to be honest with you. It was close. Throw was right on the money. Right on the dish. Looks like he tacked him on the right hip. But Castle instantly won the replay. Let's see here. Foot's up. Then we got an out.
The original call was Madron safe. Will it be overturned?
With the way this game's going, it's still a big call. In a 5-run game, there's been a lot of runs scored.
Easton Carmichael delivering again. Drove in the 2 runs back in the 3rd, able to drive in, for now, 2 more. Third review that we have had tonight. And still no decision rendered.
Either way, you don't mind them taking their time to look at it, making sure you get the right call. If I'm correct, the SEC has their own review center, correct? Kind of like New York and the MLB.
They have emerged. And the call will stand. 2 runs home, 12-7 Oklahoma.
Well, Chad, I think you and I are 0 for 2 on review calls.
I just try to stay out of it.
I need to take a note in that. Maybe just not enough to overturn that.
And Mitch Thompson is back out. Evening may be done for Rue. And it is. So the 3rd Baylor pitcher of the night coming out of the bullpen. Oklahoma leading 12-7. Baylor led this game 6-2. And Drew Leach, right-hander, has been summoned to enter this one.
Geico can help when you're
first appearance for Drew Leach.
Sitting at a 2-1 win-loss record, ERA of 5.76, 25 innings, giving up 29 hits, 27 strikeouts to 17 walks. Last time he threw was May 5th against TCU, just 1/3 of an inning, giving up a hit and a run, and walked 1. Leach has thrown 10 scoreless innings in 2024. Thompson trying to get an out right here. Maybe have him finish up this inning, see if he can extend him out.
Drew Leach, redshirt junior out of Houston, came through Alvin Community College. He is second in appearances with that number 21. And here's Michael Snyder, 3-hit night for the Sooner first baseman. Easton Carmichael has a season-high 5 runs driven in this game. The Sooners now have 4 doubles and 2 triples. Michael Snyder with 3 singles in this game takes a strike.
Leads a tall fella, 6'3", 220. Kind of a crossfire motion. Fastball sitting at 92 with a little bit of run to the arm side.
Beg your pardon. Snyder has 2 singles and a double in this game. Whacks that one foul. 1-2. Two more driven in for Snyder tonight. Season total now 50. And he is 13 of 14 in the stolen base department, is Michael Snyder. 3 seasons at Washington, he had no stolen bases, but he's got 13 steals this year.
Reggie Willits has a way of getting that out of guys. We can finally call it a game, Chad. That was a foul ball between his legs. And in the 7th inning, we have a game.
Where does that rule come from? Where does this? Have you made that up?
That's just because I was sitting so much on the bench. I just made it up.
Just an observation.
You just look for it.
I didn't know there's a lot of analytics and stat keeping these days. Maybe you had stumbled upon something. A full count here to Snyder. Leach charged with trying to get the final couple of outs. Mason Marriott went 4 1/3 innings, and R.J. Rue 2 innings. Marriott gave 8 runs, Rue 2 earned so far. And there's ball 4 low to Snyder. His 4th trip to first base tonight. And Anthony McKenzie will be the batter. McKenzie had a base hit back in the 3rd. Sooners got 2 runs on 3 hits in that 3rd inning to start scratching their way back in. Once again, Baylor led 6-2. Oklahoma took the lead with that 4-run bottom of the 5th. And this one airmails back to the back screen, skims the glove of Castle. And Carmichael moves to 3rd, Snyder to 2nd. Infield is in now for the Bears. McKenzie ropes this one to right. That will drive in a pair. Anthony McKenzie gives Oklahoma a 14-7 lead with his first 2 runs driven in. Carmichael and Snyder both score.
And this RBI single makes it an even 40. Let's see what it is. Fastball down. Little hook barrel. Box it up. Skip will take a dozen.
4 more runs across on 3 Sooner hit by the first baseman Posey. He'll take it to Kemp, the shortstop, to get the force play on McKenzie. And Nicholas is safe at first. Nicely done there by Cole Posey.
Yeah, taking his momentum towards second base, throwing it on the run to the shortstop, Kemp. Getting the sure out at second base. For a guy that's never played there, he's athletic, flashes the leather a little bit.
Jackson Willits now for the Sooners. Willits had a base hit in the second. Got hit by a pitch and came in to score the go-ahead run in the bottom of the 5th inning. Scored on an error. Three balls and no strikes to the Sooner shortstop. Willits is the 8th batter in the 7th. That'll take it to 3-2. Willits in the air to left. Long run for Bergman. He won't get there. Nicholas was running with the pitch. He'll make third base and stop there on a double by Willits.
It may have been a base running mistake by Nicholas on this double. You got 2 outs. You're going on contact. You got Russell Raley, the third base coach, wheeling and dealing. Nicholas maybe holding up, see him slow up. Oh no, that's the sign to go. Get back quickly.
Third time, and here is Mudler. 5 doubles and 2 triples for the Sooners in this game. And that one hits Mudler. The Sooners have batted around here in the 7th inning. And the bases are loaded once again. Jason Walk has been on base 3 times, 2 walks and a triple. He has a run scored. Sooners have 4 runs. Bears have hit 2 and walked 1 to help things. And 2-0. You talked about Walk's ability to separate balls and strikes.
Yeah, this fastball's running away from him too, so that thing looks like a strike, and at the end it just dives away into that right-handed batter's box.
He's in position to walk for the 3rd time. Sooners with a 2-run double from Carmichael, a 2-run single from McKenzie in the inning. And that will plate another run as it hits Jason Walk. And he is on for the 4th time tonight. Nicholas scores. 15-7 Sooners now.
Yeah, 3-1 count. Oh, you hate getting hit. Just take your walk. Oh, that one's going to bruise.
And so once again, pitching coach James Leverton is out to chat with Leach. Just hasn't been able to find consistent control. 3-hit batsman in this inning by Bears pitching. The Sooners roll the lineup over for Spikerman. Spikerman, Madron, and Walk have been on base 4 times apiece in this game. And Spikerman's going to bat for the 6th time. Two doubles and a single with a walk for Spikerman. He has scored 4 runs in this game, driven in 2. And leads with a strike right through there. Oklahoma turning a 4-run deficit into an 8-run lead in this game. Spikerman with his most runs scored in a game this season, 4 of them. He scored 30 for the year. And 1 and 2 now. Spikerman, the 11th batter in the 7th inning for the Sooners. That one bounces off of Castle. And Willits is in to score. 16-7 on a wild pitch.
This looks like a changeup that kind of slipped out of the hands of Leach. Ends up too far to Castle's right to be able to glove it. Hit a body in front of it.
A full count with first base open on Spikerman here. Six runs here in the 7th to blow this game open, and there's strike 3. Spikerman retired on strikes to end the 7th inning. But the Sooners post 6 runs. Ella Parker, Cassidy Pickering, Ellie McEnroe, and the Sooners have returned from Oklahoma City after their win in run rule fashion over BYU in the Big 12 semifinals. They will take on Texas, which has defeated Baylor in the semifinals up in Oklahoma City tonight. So the Red River rivalry in the Big 12 championship of softball tomorrow evening. In the meantime here, Will Karsten, the 6'7" senior from San Antonio, is in for the Sooners.
Yeah, I got an 0-1 win-loss record, 9.64 ERA, 14 innings, 20 hits, 10 strikeouts to 9 walks. And I think why we might not have seen more of him this year is that walk number sitting at 9. Want to see him be in the zone. You got a big lead here to try to find a pound in the zone. Get ahead early.
He came out of the bullpen to help Braden Davis finish up a win in Lubbock. Skip Johnson said he just gained some more confidence.
He went 2 innings in that outing. Struck out 1, didn't give up any runs.
He pitched for Baylor coach Mitch Thompson at McLennan Community College for a couple of years when Mitch was there. Won a junior college title 2021. Will Karsten was 10-1 that year. The physical gifts are evident.
I was right on that track. He might find him play in a big league uniform just because he's got long levers. Can find some success in the big leagues. 6'7", 220. Reaching out and touching somebody with that arm action.
Strike 3 called. 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Zach Mazak hitting there. Third guy to bat in the DH spot for the Bears tonight. He strikes out.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of late life. Almost a two-seam action. Little Picasso. The black.
One away. Here's Tyreek Kemp right back up the middle under the glove of Karsten and into center field. Second hit for Tyreek Kemp tonight.
Looks like Jaywalk moved to center field. Kendall Pettis into the game and left.
You are right. Defensive adjustments for the Sooners. There's walk. Spikerman will take the rest of this one off. And that's actually Deshaun Harris in left. Slow chopper, McKenzie in to play it, and won't be able to throw out Bergman, who beats the wrap at first and has an infield single.
Yeah, this is a tough play. That's a little 5-hopper. McKenzie's got to be on a sprint. Does a nice job of throwing from that arm angle.
So that's 2 hits for Bergman tonight in the number 9 spot. And the Bears roll the lineup back to the top for Enzo Apodaca. He's been on base twice and scored twice. Bears rallying here, or trying to, against Will Karsten. Ten hits now for the Bears in this one. Sooners have 15. Light activity continues out in the Sooner bullpen. Two balls and a strike. Looks like Ryan Lambert and Malachi Witherspoon throwing. Two and two on Apodaca. This went foul toward the Baylor bullpen. And it'll stay 2-2 on Enzo Apodaca. Apodaca reached on an error and scored in the first, then got hit by pitch and scored in the second. It's Baylor sprinted out to a 6-2 lead. Bears have managed just one more run since then. It came in the 6th inning. And Oklahoma has done what they have done better than any team in the Big 12 this year, and that is swing it. Long run over there for Harris, and that'll get foul into the bullpen.
So good at bat working here for Apodaca. Pulling the fastball into the right field, fighting off a pitch away. Trying to use the whole field.
Beautiful breaking pitch there from Will Karsten. His second strikeout of the inning.
Yeah, this is a slider. Little knuckle curve. That thing looks like a fastball out of the hand. Just drops right off the table. It's a good pitch.
That is 8 strikeouts for Sooner pitching in this one. And Ty Johnson, who has a 3-hit night, including a pair of doubles, will stand in. Does that add up to 8?
Don't get me to counting, Chad.
I think I see 9. There's a swing and a miss. Maybe they're anticipating something with the 9 Ks up there. That's fouled out of play. That's because Stat Broadcast is incorrect, Blake. Looking at my scorecard, I have 9. How about you?
I've got 9 as well. I'm a way less experienced scorekeeper than you, but
it also proves that you can't trust technology. Trust the Ks by the dugout.
yeah, Richard's usually on top of the strikeouts. He can't wait to put those things up. Binder clips on the ready. Hit off Office Depot on the way over here. Make sure he had plenty. And he's looking like he's got them all perfectly level across there. Takes his job seriously.
Roller to Nicholas, and the inning is over. Well, Karsten gets a couple of strikeouts, gives up a couple of hits, and Oklahoma takes a 16-7 lead to the bottom of the 8th inning. Cool, 5'11", 195-pound true freshman. And to try to pitch the Bears through the 8th inning. Oklahoma on top 16-7, Blake.
Now he's sitting with a 1-0 win-loss record, 11 ERA, 18 innings, 24 hits, 19 strikeouts, 14 walks. Seems to me like a stock righty, 86 to 88. Maybe a little slider from a different arm ankle, kind of 3/4.
Marriott. We've seen Ruiz and Drew Leach, and now Sepulveda for the Bears. Expected starter is Ethan Calder, the sophomore from Austin, Texas, for Baylor tomorrow. And Oklahoma, Kyson Witherspoon, the sophomore transfer from Northwest Florida State College. 4 o'clock is first pitch once again, and the Enos Seymour jersey retirement ceremony takes place at 3:30. Another excellent night from Madron. A triple, a base hit. He's been on base 4 times, got hit by a pitch in the 7th. Madron 2 for 4, 3 runs scored and 2 driven in. He has one of the 2 Sooner triples in this game. Did you have a bunch of triples in your career, or did you turn triples into doubles?
That's a great way of calling me slow, Chad.
I didn't say that. I just asked if you had that happen.
No, I had 2, I think, actually.
Nice.
They're fun.
Yeah.
They're a lot of fun. For me, just seeing it off the bat, I like to see it towards the right center field, towards the E and the R and Sooners. I'm thinking 3 off out of the gate if it's rolling a little bit. You know, it's just a longer throw for the right fielder, center fielder, whoever picks it up.
Did you ever lose a shoe like Jason Walk did?
No, I tied those things so tight I was losing circulation. I had plenty of help slipping and falling just from being a klutz.
There's a leadoff walk to Madron. That is the 5th time in 6 plate appearances that he has reached base safely. In a different manner every time. Triple, walk, error, hit batsman, and a walk for Bryce Madron to reach first base. By any means necessary. And here's Easton Carmichael, who's driven in 5 runs in this game. Beg your pardon. Sooners going to pinch hit, get some time for Patrick Engskoff here. He will bat for Easton Carmichael.
This guy can run. It's a triple waiting to happen as well.
And a strike from Sepulveda. Sixth game for Patrick Engskoff. Two balls and a strike. Engskoff will slash this one foul and out of play. Count goes to 2-2. $16 runs, the third most the Sooners have scored this year. They have scored 19 on 2 different occasions. They had a 20-run game against Wright State in the first home game of the season. They won 20-0 in that one. And they put up 16 tonight as Engskoff draws the second consecutive walk here in the 8th inning.
Good at bat off the bench there. Hadn't seen one in a while. Really composed, fighting off pitches with 2 strikes. Finally takes a walk.
That is 8 walks surrendered by Baylor pitching tonight. Michael Snyder will bat for himself. He has 3 hits, including a double in this game. Snyder's double gave the Sooners a little bit of separation. Made it 10-6 back in the bottom of the 5th. Oklahoma had taken the lead for the first time in that inning. Out in front of that one, and 1-1 the count. Snyder's been on base 4 out of 5 times he's come to the plate. Sepulveda's 2-1 and in danger of walking the bases loaded. That will send it full.
Job by Snyder getting his swing off on a 3-1 count. Fastball elevated, on time with it. Not giving away at bats late in this game. Sticking to his approach.
And the bases are loaded on walks in the 8th. It looks like that will do it for the freshman Steven Sepulveda. Mitch Thompson back out. And he will make a pitching change with the bases loaded and nobody out in the 8th inning. Bears will go to their 5th pitcher of the night. Andrew Petrowski, a right-hander, will enter with the bases loaded and nobody out.
Jimmy Austin OU Golf Club, where we encourage you to shop and golf like a champion. Oklahoma Athletics is proud to announce our Community Cornerstone partnership with Valorado Group, OG&E, OU Health, and Coca-Cola. With their support and partnership, we have been able to increase STEM education opportunities to Oklahoma public schools, donate over 1,500 pounds of school supplies and food to Oklahoma families, and have raised over $50,000 for the OU Children's Hospital. We are thankful for their continued commitment to support Oklahoma communities through this partnership.
Six of the 9 Sooners in the lineup have at least 2 hits in this game. Here's a look at what remains for Baylor. They have a non-conference game in Fort Worth against the Horned Frogs on Tuesday. Then that series with UCF to close and trying to fight their way into the Big 12 championship down in Arlington as well. One-two fouled back by Anthony McKenzie. So following the conclusion of this series, Oklahoma's just going to spend a few days out in the Queen City. Cincinnati at Xavier Tuesday, and then their 3-game regular season ending series with the Bearcats beginning next Thursday. That one bounces away. Initially, it looked like we would see Bryce Madron come in to score, but he puts the brakes on.
That Xavier game Tuesday will hit home a little bit for me. They beat us out in the 2017 regional in Louisville. Still a little sour taste in my mouth with them.
You don't sound bitter. Maybe a little.
I hit a double in the game, so I'm iffy.
It'll stay 3-2 on McKenzie. 23 runs and 25 hits combined. Skip Johnson's team with 16 runs and 15 hits. Right at the center fielder. And Ty Johnson makes the catch. Tagging at third base, Bryce Madron, and he is in to score. The throw cut off there by the shortstop Kemp as they try to throw back in behind Engskov, the runner at second. That'll be the 3rd run driven in tonight for Anthony McKenzie as he has the sacrifice fly to center.
He's had a good night at the plate. 2 hits, 3 RBIs. Take that in a 10-run ball game.
Sooners by 10 now after trailing 6-2 in this game. Here's Jackson Nicholas. Drove in a run with a bases loaded walk back in the 3rd. And he also scored a run in the 7th. In a hole 0-2 against Petrowski. Fights gets that one off. Nicholas shoots another one foul out of play. Looks like Isaiah Lane is going to pinch hit for the Sooners next. One down in the inning. Ripped by Nicholas into the gap in left center field. The merry-go-round spinning once again for the Sooners. Engskov is in to score. Michael Snyder behind him. And a 2-run double for Jackson Nicholas gives Oklahoma a 19-7 lead.
Not giving away at bats here. Gets a fastball over the middle of the plate. Little 2-iron. Right over the glove of Kemp at shortstop. Bringing in Engskov.
So the Sooners have their first. Jackson Willits. Six doubles, 2 triples for the Sooners tonight. It's still just 1 out. Lane batting for Willits, who had a couple of hits in this game. Three and 0 to the Sooner freshman.
Looks like the zone might be expanding a little bit. The 12-run game.
But it's a walk to Lane. That is the 4th walk of the inning. And now Scott Mudler will get a shot.
Ten walks by the Baylor Bears tonight. Kind of the story of it. Thompson just trying to get to tomorrow without using his best arms.
Scott Mudler, the 7th batter of the inning. He's been on base 1 time, was hit by a pitch in the 7th inning. One and 2 now to Mudler.
Only Sooner in the starting lineup not to record a hit.
To first base. Throw goes to second base. Apodaca, I believe, does hang on long enough to get the out. He does. As second base umpire Bill McGuire says that the dropped ball came on the exchange. So 2 down. Look again.
Really athletic play by Posey at first base, but Kemp get a little too quick on that transfer. Got the lead runner.
Mason Greer now playing first base as he's come on for Posey. With 2 down, here is Walk taking a strike. 0-2 to the Sooner left fielder, Jason Walk. He's had a good night. Been on base 4 times. 2 walks, a hit by pitch, and a triple with an RBI and a run scored. That was back in the 4th. 19-7 Sooners. And a check swing roller will be picked up by Petrowski. Inning over. But the Sooners get 3 more, and they'll try to close it out when we come back for the top of the 9th. Anthony McKenzie's going to move from third to short. Isaiah Lane, who got pinch hitting duty, is down at third now. What will stand out to you about this night?
I think Braden Davis staying in the game, keeping your team in, not having your best stuff, game not treating you right, but finding a way to get a win. Sooner offense, obviously, and Baylor walks. 1 error on that Baylor defense on a costly double play that might have kept this game close. There's a lot that sticks out. Obviously, we got a lot of runs scored, but, you know, we got Reed Hensley with a 0-0 win-loss record. He's got a 2.92 ERA, 12 1/3 innings pitched, 7 hits, 20 strikeouts to 10 walks. Just trying to get the Sooners out of here in the top of the 9th.
They'll face Mason Greer for the Bears, batting for Posey in the number 3 spot. Posey had a good night, though. He was 3 for 5 with 2 doubles. Reed Hensley was part of the combined no-hitter thrown by Sooner pitching, along with Braden Davis in the Friday night game against West Virginia. Combined no-no. Hensley, the junior out of Lufkin, Texas. Tyler Junior College, and then Incarnate Word were his previous 2 stops for Reed Hensley. Greer sends this one sky high out by second. And there's McKenzie, who's moved over to short. 1 down. Snyder and Spikerman have 3 hit nights for the Sooners. 2 doubles for Spikerman in this game. Madron and Walk each have triples. Easton Carmichael's driven in 5. And McKenzie and Nicholas have driven in 3 apiece for the Sooners. Jack Johnson, the batter for the Bears. He's batting for Toplansky in the cleanup spot. And the 93-mile-an-hour fastball for a strike there from Hensley.
Hensley's a good arm. You mentioned the 93-mile-an-hour fastball. He's got an over-the-top breaker that he can really wipe the floor with either right-handed or left-handed batters. I think for trouble for him is in that 10 walks. Just trying to find the zone.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Hensley is the 4th Sooner pitcher of the night. Dylan Crooks was really good again. An inning and a third scoreless. He gave nothing, struck out 1. Braden Davis is in position to pick up his 5th consecutive win. He lasted 5 2/3, 6 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, but he is the Sooner pitcher of record as the offense rallied. But he had 3 straight innings. He had 2 1-2-3 innings, and then he had an inning where he gave up a hit but got a runner thrown out at second base. So he faced 9 guys in those 3 innings in the middle. Really stabilized this game for Davis. As Hensley deals strike 3 to Jack Johnson, 2 down.
He's going to showcase that breaker. Oh, it's a fastball right down the middle. Thank God for replay.
Well, you could have said it and nobody would have known because they wouldn't have seen the replay. That is 9 strikeouts for Sooner pitching tonight. And here's Chase Womack batting for the Bears. And taking strike 1, he bats for Cortland Castle. Same two teams, 4 o'clock tomorrow for game number 2. Oklahoma edging closer to winning its first ever Big 12 regular season championship. Both Texas and Oklahoma State won tonight, so they will stay within 3 games of the Sooners for first place, but Oklahoma still out in front by 3. And the Bears down to their final strike. There's strike 3, and the Sooners win it 19-7 to take the Big 12 opener in this 3-game series with the Baylor Bears. 19 for Oklahoma. They are 19-6 in the conference and win number 30 on the season for Skip Johnson's team. Braden Davis will pick up his 5th consecutive win. Struggled in the first couple of